Hello everyone, welcome to ALR Gold. Of course, we had a week off last week, didn't we? Because Codemasters thought we was too much competition for the Williams pairing to do that challenge Williams thing. But no, so they decided to turn us off. Disgraceful, isn't it? But we're back here tonight, and we're here in the is it the Hysteria Mountains or something? I don't know. It's the Austrian Mountains, that would do. And we're here for round number 16 then of the ALR Gold Season 3, and we got a couple of debutants here tonight as well. As yeah, apologies I'm late because obviously I've had to actually type the title of the streaming for the first time in such a long time. I've forgotten actually what to put, so I had to quickly go back and look to see what I normally put. Anyway, yeah, we're a couple of minutes, well, a couple of we're about 30 seconds into the session. No, we're about 90 seconds into the session. Absolutely good stuff indeed then. And of course that is, we got all the guys that are starting to come out on track now. It's the shortest track in terms of time, isn't it, around here? So we're expected like a 64-second lap, 65-second lap, something like that. And we got a couple of debutants in the field as well, which is absolutely splendid stuff to see. Really good stuff indeed then. But before we do anything, let me just quickly dot the I's and cross the T's. Or is it cross the T's and dot the I's? I don't know. You can see Mumford there is out of qualifying. I think I've seen Roscoe decide to exit stage left as well. Hopefully he comes back in the not too distant future. In the Drivers' Championship then, just to remind you all, since we had that week off last week because the Williams boys would rather was hogging all the Codemasters streams and all that kind of jazz, as we're just watching Furface coming out of the pits now. One of the debutants there, good stuff indeed then. We've got Grant leading the championship by 17 points at the moment from second, from Emerson, who's second. Third position is Nigel, with Jonathan moving up to fourth then, with fifth position Echo. Far shot in 6th position, Moon in front of Lights in 7th position, Farf is 8th position, Steen in 9th position, and Mr. Elite completes the top 10. Vessi Moon up a position into 12th position then. Roscoe also Moon up into 14th position. Well, good stuff indeed. In the relegation zone at the moment is Sam, Gamer, and also Twang. In the Constructors' Championship, in the Constructors' Championship, we've got Williams there. Sorry, I've forgotten to speak then. We've got Williams leading now by 9 points then from Mercedes and second. It's a titanic battle in the drivers and the constructors. Absolutely splendid stuff, it really is then. Racing pointers in at third position at the moment then, with fourth position Alfa Romeo. We've got Toro Rosso on board. One of the Toro Rosso representatives now with Brandon in fifth position, and Haas in sixth position. Red Bull 7th with Renault 8. Ferrari in ninth position, and McLaren is in 10th position then. That is the drivers and the constructors standings as we come into round 16, albeit it is round 15, isn't it? But of course then I'm not going to change the numbers because I'm in such a rhythm, of course, and if I do change the numbers I'll get very confused. Brandon there is coming up to the second section now as well. Oh my goodness me, you guys are very talkative tonight, aren't you? Gosh, I'm going to have to get me reading glasses out then. But before we do so, let's just take a look to see what Brandon does. He's coming over the crest of the hill before throwing it into turn 8 and 9, or 9 and 10 on the official track map, but I don't believe in the official track map. Here he comes and he comes up to the line over the grid hatches, and he goes into a 5 so far then to start us off then. Good stuff indeed. Then we've got a yellow flag as there's one, the Alfa Romeo's having problems then. It's Mike, of course, our debutant tonight. Mike, and no, that's I think so yeah, Mike then in the Alfa Romeo. He's damaged the car. He's coming into the pits then, making his debut tonight. Mike is, remember, Mike was talking in the bronze broadcast, wasn't he? And he signed up on the ALR website. Of course, that is the Advanced League Racing.com website, which of course Nosey has built and is maintaining. It's absolutely splendid stuff, isn't he? So Knowles is not just a pretty face, he is not only just also a architect, whatever, what would they call it? Yeah, for the call it architect, isn't it? Basically a builder, because he's building a set of drawers tonight as well, but also he's a very good guy when it comes to websites as well. That was a poorly explained there, but well, that's just standard stuff really on a Sunday when you tune into ALR, isn't it? Because description is kind of varied, isn't it? Here comes Furface coming out. He's our second debutant. We've just seen as Twang has joined the session then a bit late there, Twang is. So Furface in the runner there. So he's coming up to turn 2 and 3 now then, and he's got a lot of usage there out of his system already. Card to us. Oh, God, over the curbs there. Oh, and get a bit of flight there on the rear as well. For faces, so yeah, unfortunately Mike there having some issues there as well. Is just making out in the second Alfa Romeo there as he is coming in the place of Echo. I think Echo's got some issues with the interwebs, hasn't he? And unfortunately the hamsters are having their day off, aren't they? So watching for faces, the only man on the lap apart from Emerson, Samuel, and I'll say at the moment actually. So Emerson saying hello Bambios there. Hello Emerson, if I've said that right. Grant saying hello my husband, or Hal my husband. Well, that's not very nice, is it? Blimey. Oh, Oh no, and Sam is off the track, I think. Is it Sam? No, I apologise, it's not Sam, it's the other McLaren. It's Mr. Elite there who has gone into the kitty litter. Here comes Furface coming into the line now as well. Let's see what he can do then. And he goes into, well, he's a second slower there, so he's going to have to go again. Here comes Just B. I think he's making his debut tonight in gold, isn't he? So, of course, I hope he likes, what's his name? Shalom Banderas? The guy who's, Bandaras? I don't know. He's gone 6 fast miles, but he's gold tonight, isn't he? As I was about to sing, but I think I better not. Emerson there is invalidated this time. He's going to have to go around again then. Emerson is the moment he's invalidated this time, actually, so that's not good at all. Jonathan is on a lap as well out there, and we've got both Williamses on track as well. And so, goodness me, there's a very packed circle out there at the moment, isn't there? Which, of course, this is you're going to trip over people quite a lot here tonight. So, yeah, Grant, he's saying, how, my husband? Yes, as unfortunately I knocked him out and we got married in Vegas a couple of weeks ago. We got LH44. Hey, hello LH, hope you're doing well tonight. 4 shots retired for the session. Oh goodness gracious me then. That is not good at all. That's coming out of turn 7, I think. Oh, it's a smash. It's a smash then for the Haas driver. Oh dear. 4 shot on a very difficult season so far. I was going to say a very difficult start. We're in round 16 now, aren't we? So I've got to say there's not much of the season to go. It's Young Lights has gone fast as of course he had pole position last time he was racing and going absolutely splendid stuff, wasn't it? And unfortunately Far Shot is not too impressed by looks as he's got a couple of dots there as well. Here comes Emerson and he's coming over the crest of the hill as well. As Grant has just said hello. We've also got light saying evening short. Rain in the race, the first 20 minutes there dry, lovely stuff indeed then. And Jonathan has also said evening short. Jonathan like Ted Crowix there. And of course I love Ted Crowix. He's one of my favourite analysis, you guys. I love him. Jonathan there is just coming, starting us up as well. We're just watching Nigel as well. Coming over turn 1 as well. We're going to keep it on track. Oh, we were going to keep it on track, but unfortunately he has invalidated his time. He's got to go around again. Twang is in the relegation zone at the moment. He's going to be racing on Tuesdays at the moment, isn't he? Twang is in the Renault. A very difficult season so far, Twang is, isn't he? LH44 saying, do be proud. John got Sam saying evening show, and for Scott Jake Wilson, just be on mediums. He is at the moment there. I think he's just putting his toe in the water, isn't he? Of course, Jake Wilson. I think he's a part of silver, isn't he? Of course, we've got so many different drivers coming in and out at the moment. I'm glad I'm not a has to do with the driver list and stuff like, because I can't even remember my name, let alone everyone else here. But it's great to have all all you guys driving along, and I do like watching the new guys come in, because it's interesting to see the different driving styles and things like that. It's absolutely stupendous talent out there, it really is. Here comes Nigel talking of talent, the man who is the champion from season 1, absolutely splendid stuff. The man who's got the most points in ALR Gold history, cumulatively, because he's been in all 3 seasons so far, albeit he did miss a couple of races in season 2, didn't he? As that was unfortunate, but he is now in full position. Jonathan has gone third fastest one. He is the all-time pole sitter with 9 pole positions. Oh, we got rain there. Oh goodness me then. Matt is coming out on track now, but it's going to be too little too late. Twan needs to get himself out there. He's on the medium compound tire, so he also got Farf out there as well. Farf in the Ferrari there. Car 19 is having his goal. Oh dear then. This is not going to be very good at all. These guys have really got to get on it, haven't they? Get on it like a car bonnet then. So we're just watching Twan then. Of course Jonathan was I was chatting to Jonathan earlier on today. Of course, he's feeling very confident around here. The only problem is, though, that with the rain, he was a bit concerned by, and that's unfortunate, isn't it? Because I feel that the rain in these last couple of seasons has really curtailed some people's progress. Remember Knowlesy in season 1 and season 2 there. He was incredible, wasn't he? But unfortunately, the rain just came in and completely ruined his race there. I would say this is one of Knowlesy's best tracks, wasn't it? Remember when he used to race, so that was such a shame now for Knowlesy, wasn't it? Farface on track at the moment. Furface is in the relegation, is in the drop zone at the moment, so it's far from Mumford as well. And Farshot is going to be last because unfortunately he has damaged the car beyond all recognition, isn't he? So Just B is also in a bit of trouble as well, and Just B is also behind then. So how long is these driving conditions going to make it then? Before they're going to have to go into the intermediate tyres. We've just got into 7 minutes to go then. Fireshot has just said, I made a stupid mistake then. As soon as I said that, I was starting to sing Gareth Gates then, but we'll leave my pop-eyed or fascination for another day, another time then. So we're now coming up for the second section now. Farface then. He's done a 45.2 in the second section as well. He is almost out of fuel. Car 19 is then, but he's going on the curve as well. I think that was Twan Grant is retired from the session, and don't worry, he's only retired from qualifying 1, unless there's a big improvement there, but that is looking very much like a lot of rain coming down from the skies here. Oh dear, that's not good at all, is it? And unfortunately, the Red Bull ring has never been kind to the Red Bull drivers, has it? And now Matt is also on the cusp. Right, he's invalidated this time, Matt. Matt might be also out of qualifiers. Right, we've lost Manfred and Farsh already. Furface is also at the pits as well. Just Be is in through, but he's not enough for the moment. It's not enough. He's almost 100 behind Mike at the moment. And there's Mike is also in the pits as well. Goodness me, then. It's all or nothing now, isn't it? Matt, then, can he get himself into qualifying too? Then this is the question now. I think Just Be might be out of qualify as well. I'm wondering if going on those medium tires, just as Jake Wilson said earlier on in the comments, that that might have curtailed any chance of possibly getting through there. Who knows then, but of course that's just me sticking my finger in the air and waving it like I just don't care. Well, no. Well, actually I was going to say I'm sticking my finger in the air and having a good old guess there as well, because of course I'm not Mystic Meg, even though I wish I was sometimes, but nevertheless that might really come back to halt and Just Be there as well. Excuse me, sorry. I'm getting too excited. We've only been on air for 12 minutes, goodness me. So he comes over the crest of the hill there. You can see they're coming to turn 8 and 9 now as well. And it's great to have all you guys along for us for the qualifying session as well. A lot of guys, it's actually, it's really good stuff to see, because I do like your insight as well. And we had a lot of insight in the last time we was here in qualifying, didn't we? As Matt has gone 17th fastest. It's still not enough for the moment, and he has to find 1.1 seconds with 5 and 50 minutes to go in this session. We got a Ferrari in the pits then as well. We got Far through the squeeze into qualifying too. Good stuff from Farfetch. It's all about Matt now. Can Matt there squeeze himself into qualifying too as well then? Is Twan is retired from the session as well. No, that's unfortunate. It really is. Then. So we're going as we're back on board then with Matt at the moment. He needs to fight. The target time he's looking for is at 06.347, which is held by Mike at the moment in the Alfa Romeo. So good stuff indeed there to see Mike very much into qualifying too in his first qualifying session. Good stuff indeed. Once again, Lights is absolutely incredible, isn't he? This since I keep saying it, but since Australia, he has been absolutely fantastic. Really good stuff indeed. Then. As Jonathan just confirmed, 10 minutes till rain clears. It's just a short shower. Of course, spring rains. You can never predict them, as Eddie used to say. Of course, that was a favourite of Cartoon Network of mine back in my younger days. Into the Furface retired from the session, then Furface out, Mumford out, Farshot out, Matt out, and I think Just Be is out as well. Unless the rain clears out, which Jonathan has given us some inside information there, as DRS has been disabled then, so that is it then. And that's unfortunate then. You can see, look at that there. But if it's a short shower, then I think it's going to the end of qualifying too. It's going to absolutely be fascinating. Going back to Young Lights, Young Lights been incredible since Sam's retired from the session as well. Since that Australian Grand Prix, he's been magnificent, hasn't he? Really has, Young Lights has. He's had some difficult races, hasn't he? But my goodness me, his one lap pace, like Jonathan, very, very quick cars, aren't they? In the one lap action, really good stuff indeed there. And I think Young Lights there has really moved up the table pretty quickly as well. Impressive stuff indeed there. The racing points there, thinking about starting to dip their toe into the water, aren't they? There's heavy rain at the start of the race, and then it's going to be cloudy then, as you can see. So this is going to be a rain-affected race. What did you expect from Austria? If there's the races where you go around the corners, you think, that's going to be a rain-affected race. Every year we've been here in Gold, we've seemed to have a rain-affected race, don't we? The last 2 years, it's been at the end of the race, hasn't it? And as I said there, unfortunately, and of course, Dan Murphy, another man who was absolutely fantastic last year, wasn't he? Unfortunately, though, nothing came to fruition, did they? And Young Lights also said thanks, Sean, as well, with a little love emoji as well. Love it. So that's another sticker then that I'm going to be putting on my fridge. Brilliant stuff indeed then. As out of the pits comes Nigel then on the intermediate tires, and look at that. This is a short shower, Jonathan was saying, but my goodness me, it's quite heavy rain out there, isn't it? No, I'm not promoting that PlayStation 3 game, which I am now technically, and of course, as I have been, as it's my birthday soon, I'm going to treat myself. I'm not even buy Pro Evolution Soccer, since FIFA's not very good this year. Well, it's more the case that I'm not very good at FIFA. That's probably why I don't like it. But then you'll ask, well, why do I like this game, then I'll just laugh you off. Ha 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 ha. So we've got both racing points out on track at the moment. We've got Nigel, of course, the champion from season 1. Fantastic driver Nigel is, isn't he? At the moment, I think it's Granty and Emerson. They're the top of the class, aren't they? Really, they're getting 8 stars at the moment, aren't they? But it's Granty can he be the first ever double champion in ALR history? Absolutely brilliant stuff. I remember this season, in terms of start, Granty is having an absolutely... Remember, he got 3 wins last season. This season, he's got 6 alone, I think, hasn't he? It's been brilliant stuff. And it's absolutely, I think Granty's been absolutely amazing, hasn't he? And I think he got 3 wins last season, didn't he? He's on 6 wins this season, I think, or maybe I've counted too many because I thought we only had it. I'm gonna have to do my stats tonight. Of course, the stats which I usually love to quote, and I think I might be wrong on that occasion because that would equal 9, wouldn't it? Hang on. Yes, it would equal 9. So, but I think I've gone wrong somewhere. So I'll have a look at that later on then. But yeah, Granty has been impressive, hasn't he? Really has. As we're just watching Just Be, who's on track at the moment. We're going to keep an eye on Just Be. He is currently in the drops. Oh, that's a Fraser point of Nigel there coming out of the pits. I think he's had a bit of a spin there, hasn't he? A bit of his best Kylie Minogue impression, isn't he? As he is spinning around. Someone needs to get out of the way. So Vesey there is 1.6 seconds off the pace at the moment. Of course, that is, remember that the first sector is only basically, well, it's technically 2 turns, isn't it? But I don't class turn 2 as a turn, really. It's more for the MotoGP guys, isn't it? And unfortunately, you're going to be hearing me say that quite a lot because that's a bit of a gripe, really. It's a 9-turn circuit, even though the FIA shows it, it's a 10-turn circuit as well. So what the guy's doing at the moment, it's a bit of a practice session now for the next for the next 70 odd seconds. Oh, that's Nigel's around again then. Nigel's really struggling in these wet conditions. It's very treacherous out there, isn't it? Especially for the man who's champion of season 1. They're really being tough as well, isn't it? Granty saying it's going to be tough for Paul. Jonathan saying good luck, Granty. Jonathan, a very nice guy, really, because I would be wishing luck on Granty or anyone else, really, because I'm a selfish racer and I try and take all the glory for myself. But unfortunately, the only glory I usually have is when I'm facing the wrong way or in the wall, really. So that is my that's my claim to fame, really. Nigel there is coming for a turn 9 as well. Then, of course, we've had some spectacular suspension failures over the year, haven't we? Especially returning to the circuit back in 2014. So we've had wasn't it Fiat that had a very scary suspension failure. It was one of the Toro Rossos, wasn't it? Very scary indeed. Goodness me, we've got 21 now. We've got 21 viewers at the moment. Fantastic stuff. And we got 15 seconds away then. Mr. Elite is on track at the moment. He's safely through. Just B is not safely through, but I think he's just out there just trying to make the most of the track time, and maybe he's getting in there. He seems to be the tires ready for... Oh, we got a racing point off the get then. I think it's this time it's Vesey who's having problems then. And oh goodness me, then the racing points look struggling, aren't they, in the wet conditions, aren't they? Very difficult indeed. I remember Jordan used to struggle in the wet conditions in the 97 season, didn't they? Yeah, really, I think it wasn't it the Monaco Grand Prix where both them and McLaren were like almost springing at the rear, I think, or something like that. I can't remember. Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong season now. Or maybe I'm just thinking of that the F1 97 game where every time it rained, the Jordan team just be the slowest team on the game, didn't I? I remember that for some unknown reason, and that's probably where I got it from. Here comes Just Be coming out of the airport in turn 2 there as well. The checker flag is fluttering in the rain conditions. Look, there's a bit of blue sky up there as we're taking a look from the Ferrari. Absolutely good stuff indeed. Then, as Twanny said, poor you having to make a drama out of this. And I can make drama out of anything, to be honest. I think I can make drama out of paint dry, really. As into the pits there comes Nigel there. Ooh, just taking off a bit of grass indeed. Then as he's coming into the pits, then as well, you can see it's 80 kilometres an hour coming into this pit lane in the Austria circuit. Of course, 97 when it returned back on the calendar, didn't it? And before it was the old Österreich ring, wasn't it? Formidable race. I think we had three starts. I think it was 82, wasn't it, or something like that, around that era. Yeah, it was a very spectacular start, wasn't it? I think it was also the scene of the closest finishing, wasn't it? I think De Angelis won, didn't he? Via 0.050 or something like that. I don't know, something like that. As I'm really struggling with the F1. I need to get out me. I'm going to have to get out the Google in a minute anyway. But yeah, the Formula 1 at the Austrian Grand Prix returned back on the calendar in 97. It was fantastic race, isn't it? Unfortunately, Häkkinen's jinx in 97 just kept returning, didn't it? And that was another race where he retired from the lead there. Jarno truly led the race for most of the way, didn't he? Because he was replacing Olivier Panis when Panis broke both his legs in the horrific Canadian Grand Prix. What might have been for Panis there, I'm a big fan of the Frenchman, really am. And maybe if he had a full season there, perhaps then he could have been promoted to one of the bigger teams, maybe. Who knows? Might have... might have driven for Jordan or McLaren or something like that. It's interesting, isn't it, to just think back and what might have been the same with Hulkenberg in 2019. If he got that podium in Germany, perhaps then he would still be in F1, maybe with the Haas team. But who knows? Then, of course, that also hurts me as well, as I'm also a big Hulk fan. Anyway, then let's take a look at that qualifying one session. It kind of fizzled out. You could say it dampened out there, didn't it? As fire shot was in the wall there, just coming out of turn 8 there. It was a bit of a horrific one, wasn't it? Mumford out qualifying. Face this debut 17th, Matt 16th, and Just Be also making his debut in the gold category. In the Ferrari, he is in 16th position as well. Mike has made it through to qualifying too. Fantastic stuff there from Mike. And Sam, Twang, Roscoe, and Mr. Lee are the other 5 that is also through as well, plus the top 10 as well. As Michael saying, the wet weather has spared my blushes into Q2 by 9 thousandths of a second. Michael said, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about the gav. All that matters is that you're through in the qualifying too. And of course, Jonathan reckons it's going to be a sharp shower. And well, he's right, because look at that. There is, I think the rain has stopped then. Goodness me. And they're back on the soft tires as well then. So we got no, so there's no part in this qualifying session. We're just going to be waiting for it to dry out. Not at all, is it? So yeah, we're a couple of seconds. This is qualifying 2 session. So so in this qualifying 2 session, of course, there's not going to be many. You can get many runs in this qualifying 2 session, can't you? Because it's such a short circuit, isn't it? As I said there, it's about a 65-second lap, isn't it? So I would reckon that some guys would probably want to save some tires and maybe have 3 attempts there at pole position for the Austrian Grand Prix coming up later on tonight. Then really good stuff indeed. Then as out of the pits, comes the Ferrari, and also out of the pits is. I thought it was a Ferrari. It's not a Ferrari. Is that if my eyes deceive me? Yes, it has indeed. It's the Alfa Romeo of Jonathan Cox, car 25. The man who's had 9 pole positions in his career. Absolutely fantastic stuff from Jonathan. Really has been, hasn't he? He's been top of his class in terms of the pole positions, hasn't he? And he's got quite a gap over the rest of the field in terms of who's driving this in this race at the moment. In terms of the field at the moment, then Emerson is the second man actually on 4 pole positions, with Nigel on 3, and I think Granty's on 2 at the moment as well. So yeah, Jonathan is almost double the next place man in terms of people who's on the grid at the moment. He is coming up to he's coming up to finish this off now then, and he's about to start the lap then. Car 24 as he flicks it into turn 9, and now going into turn 10 as well then, even though he's hit too much of the curb now. He's a bit greedy. That is going to hurt him I mean, and he's now coming in turn 1 as well then. You can see the someone you climb up the hill there before taking the curve there as well. There's a pretty poor start to the lap then for Jonathan, but let's see how the British Italian drivers do then. 3 DRS zones then, in between turn 1 and 2, in between turn 2 and 3, and also on the finish straight as well, into the hairpin of turn 3 technically then. Accelerates the way now nicely then, building up the gears then. DRS available once again then, and when you can see he's in full deployment mode then, is you're dropping down to turn 3. It's such a difficult circuit, isn't it? Such a difficult turn, I should say then. Off camber there as well. You have to make sure you don't overshoot that corner and go into the kitty litter. Coming now into turn 5 then, as you can see then, this is a great couple of corners there to get right, isn't it? Because it's such a simple track, isn't it? When you just look at the layout on the right hand side there, you can see, look at it then, you can see there's 3 straights, and there's 3 straights and a couple of turns in the bit, isn't it really? It's not exactly the most difficult track in the world, is it? And you can see they're going almost over the track limits. Track limits around here can be brutal as well. Here comes Jonathan, he's coming up to the line, and he's fit up at a 5 at the moment. Remember, he had a pretty poor start there to the lap then, didn't he? So as we've got Twang going fastest. He's on the soft tires there, so Twang now, it's not thinking about going onto the medium tires just yet. Lights is gone into third fastest, also on the medium tires. Mike has gone into second fastest on his debut, hasn't he, in the soft tires there. Granty is also on the soft tires as well, and of course the championship leader at the moment now. And I'm loving that pink helmet there from Granty. Beautiful stuff there. I love it. Brandon's gone 5th fastest at the moment there in the Toro Rosso. Good stuff indeed. That always a VUD. He's a VUD this time then, as I had a bit of trap win there. As Mr. Elite there is just cruising down to the line indeed. What about his teammate Sam? Is also on the medium tires as well. Flicks it in, car 19 does before coming into the final turn as well. And you can see there's a bit of mist there. It's like, has it gone wide? It's not too wide, so let's see what he can do. He is currently 7th fastest moment. Slowest of the runners so far. We've got Mercedes behind. I think it's Emerson just starting to stop. Indeed it is then. And what about the racing point then? I think it's Vesey, of course. Vesey there, who, of course, racing at season 1 for 7 races and returned, didn't he? And returned with a big almighty, returned in fine style as well. He said 4th position for Vesey. Oh, we got a Williams off. We got a Williams off. Who's there? It's Roscoe. He is just getting out of the way. I apologise to Roscoe, as I was given false advertisement there, wasn't I? So he's okay at the moment. Murphy's just starting to stop as well. So is Emerson. And so is Mr. Elite. A lovely shot here from the Austria. Look at it, it's absolutely stunning, isn't it? It's the best race to go to in terms of scenery, isn't it? On board Mr. Elite then as well then, as let's see, it's now coming over the crest of the hill as well then, under that fanatic sign there, of course, which I think is a steering wheel as well, of course. A little bit of promotion as well. Oh, we got a bit of sunshine around the Spielberg now, haven't we? Oh, look at that then, as almost going over the curve there, as Mr. Elite goes into a 12 and running. He hasn't got a timing yet. Here comes Emerson, and as Emerson is through turn 9 as well then. Look at this lovely shot. I love that shot. And he comes into the line. Is it going to be fastest? It is. Indeed it is, sir. Wow, he's in the 4s there, Emerson is. I remember Emerson wanted to sport the 26 number tonight, but unfortunately the very selfish Danny Fiat's got it. Of course, it's 26 years ago since Ayrton Senna lost his life there. And of course, he's also sporting the Ayrton Senna helmet as well, which is it's a very nice touch there. Of course, Roland Ratzenberger also lost his life as well. And the day before qualifying, of course. I can't believe how many years it flies by, doesn't it? But yeah, awful weekend here, awful weekend there in San Marino, wasn't it? Such a shame, really, isn't it? The darkest weekend in the sports history, isn't it? Really, so we're on board with Roscoe, and there has been a lot of dark weekends in the Formula 1, hasn't there? Especially in the 60s and 70s, especially was awful time, wasn't it? Here comes Roscoe there, coming through the final couple of corners now as well. Then, and here he comes out of the line now. Let's see what Roscoe could do. Then Roscoe had a fantastic race, didn't he, last time in Italy? That was his best result of the season in terms of speed. He was fantastic in the Williams, he really was, and got driver today, which is absolutely merited. Brilliant stuff deep there, as you can see there, we got Kelly there going, oh dear, haha. So I think that they've seen something that might be amusing. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe it's just my funny voice though, from being from the sticks, as they say, isn't it? As I'm a bit like Tarzan, really, as I grew up in the trees there as well. So we've got a couple of guys on now laps moment. Mr. Elite's done 3 laps on those medium tires. That's Vesty as well. Remember, if you get into qualifying 3, you have to start on the old on the media. If you get into qualifying, you must start on the tires which you set your fastest time on. So that is going to be so of course, if anyone who's done 3 laps or more, well, if anyone's done any more laps than what they need to, for example Vesey, for example Mr. Lee, then they're going to have to have those extra couple of laps in on for the race as well. It's interesting, isn't it? Everyone is now swapping to the soft compound tire. I gotta say, when I raced around here, which of course means absolutely nothing to anyone racing on this track or anyone in the comments either, I would say, because I can really bet my bottom dollar that anyone that's watching this stream, anyone's racing, knows the damn sight more about the strategy than I ever would then. But yeah, of course, I think I stayed away from the hard tire, but then again, I don't think I actually got far enough into the race to even think about my strategy. Nigel there coming through the hairpin at turn 2, beautifully done indeed then, as so now coming down then into turn 3 as well, as Mike is saying, I'm currently the slowest on the soft tyres, but as it's done, but that's okay, Mike, because you've got another 7 minutes to go there to get yourself out there and really make a name for yourself here tonight. And remember, as Jonathan's gone fast there, so Jonathan then is gone 3 times a second quicker than Emerson. I won't track Evolution, but that also will be Jonathan Evolution as well. I have no doubt about that. Nigel, lovely shot here from Nigel. Of course, they're getting the traditional green and yellow and black helmet. I love those helmet colours from Nigel, and it's a signature, isn't it, of the driver you are. It's brilliant stuff. Yellow flag. Oh, he's in valley. It's time for Nigel. He's got to have to go around again. We've also got someone else jump up as well. We've got Steve coming through the final turn as well. Let's see what he can do then. Lovely shot there. He's keeping it very wide there for the end. And Steve's got a new helmet as well. I'm loving these helmet designs. Oh, good stuff indeed. I've got to keep up. Lights are 2. Oh, he's 7/10 a second up. Good stuff indeed. Salvo's on track as well. Nigel is in valley this time again. We'll leave him to it for now, as I think he's on a bit difficult part of the session. Look at that. course, still got a bit of the rain there hanging in the trees as well. Far for new helmet, loving it. He's up to the 4th fastest Farf. It's good stuff. Did that. Maybe a bit of a renaissance, so to speak, then from Farf. Lights coming to the line as well. Lights is very good. He is fantastic, isn't he? He's up into 2nd fast, about 2/10 of a second behind. Charlotte Phillip out there. Nigel Van Eyck is top. Then Sam is coming out of turn 3 as well. Then before jumping into before, as I've just been called Mr. Commentator, and I absolutely love that. I'm going to change my name. Sam there coming. Oh, he's 6/10 of a second down. I'll read out the comments in just a few moments, guys. As it's getting very interesting, isn't it? In this qualifying section at the moment, it really is. And of course, I got to say that I usually like to take qualifying a bit more casually. You know what I mean? Just enjoy my Monster Energy drink or whatever I got. Unfortunately, I should have had a bottle of water, but I've not been very well prepared. Even though I was actually online a lot earlier than normal. But you can see that when I am online earlier than normal, something seems to go wrong. Today, I've forgotten my water, so I'm going to have cotton mouth by the end of this one. So yeah, I think I might have to tag Nausea into the pits. Then comes Farfen, and you can see look how narrow the pit lane is as well. Then before slowing down, then I think that Nigel's come back in the pits as well. So we've got 5 minutes to go in this session. Then Sam is a 10 for a second up. We're on board a McLaren driver. Kelly was saying so after now racing with Justin for last week, I've decided he's poo. So we bring you Michael, and we've also got Andre saying hello, and Kelly also confirmed that that's better, Justin. Yeah, Kelly also said Mr. Commentator, I was laughing at Justin missing out. I've spent the week crashing. I spent the week racing him, and he spends the week crashing into me. So I promised to come on here and give him a ribbon. And I love a good ribbon. I really do. Not the ribbon that you put on your presents, but of course a bit of banter, isn't it? Here comes Sam. But Sam's up to live position vote. That is. I don't think Sam was my #1 fan after the atrocious performance there in the lockdown laps for Formula 2 on Saturday night, which I got to say that I'm really crap at the Formula 2 cars. I struggled to go in a straight line, and unfortunately I cost Sam, Emerson and Granty their front wings on multiple occasions, and I blame the track though, because it's obviously not about my talent. Yeah, so Kelly there just giving Justin a good old ribbon then, as here comes Vesey coming through the final turn as well. We've also got Kelly saying Kelly said, oh, I thought you might like that. I do indeed. I've also got Jonathan saying John Aleutian. Oh yeah, I'm loving that. And of course I don't believe in words. I love new words. So yes, perform at me. And I quite like that John Aleutian. John Aleutian. I think that might be your new gamer tag. Here comes Mike coming to the line, and he stays at 30 fast about there. He's a 10th of a second away from Murphy, who's in the drop zone. Well, he's in the danger zone. So he needs to get himself sorted out. And yellow flags is fluttering on the back straight as well. We've got a lot of DRS around here, haven't we? Nigel is currently in 15th position moment in the drop zone with 3.5 minutes to go. Then as I'm perspiring at the moment. Goodness me, I'm going to have to take my shirt off in a minute. Oh, as we got Roscoe, Dan, Mike, Mr. Elite and Nigel are all in the drop zone there, but they've got more than enough to, oh goodness, we got a traffic jam there. Murphy is in front of Roscoe. That is oh dear, and Dan's going to have to get out of the way there. I think the down's on up as well then. So unfortunately that's just the nature of the circuit there, isn't it? Of course you can't don't jump out of the way there, do you, when you're on an outlet, because you know that's you just going to compromise yourself. You've got to be selfish as a race driver sometimes, aren't you? You can see Roscoe is just in front of Nigel at the moment. Roscoe's also on the lap as well. It's who's in front of Roscoe. I thought I said someone there. Yellow flags is fluttering in too. That's a Williams right off the track. I think it's Granty, is it? It is Granty. Oh, he's in first position anyway, but I think he's just visiting the scenery here, and it's a beautiful scenery around the Red Bull Ring. Come over the crest of the hill. Roscoe is as well, and flicking it in to turn 9 then as well. Coming into turn 10 as well, and let's see what Roscoe did, of course, on the back of one of his best results, and he is 6th fastest. Goodness me, Roscoe's flying out that mode, triangle on out of mode. Here comes Sammy's in front. It's Tommy's got to go around again. Murphy's also got to have to go around again. I think Murphy's also sporting the Ayrton Senna helmet as well. So brilliant stuff, guys. I'm loving these tributes tonight. It's absolutely brilliant stuff. Of course, we're all F1 fans here, aren't we? And it's really good to see some of the tributes out there. Really, really nicely done there. I love that. I love the nice touch there. And of course, history is. I love history, and that's of course most of what we love about football is of course the history and all the legends that have built this great sport there, wasn't it? And of course these guys here tonight are building their own legacy, aren't they, here in Formula 1 ALR. Of course Nigel was the man who really started off, didn't he, with our championship win in season 1, but season 2 has really come on leaps and bounds, hasn't it? And season 3, goodness me, it's incredible, isn't it? Really is. And of course once again there is Really good 70. Dan Murphy are on board with now then in the Toro Rosso, talking of leaps and bounds. Murphy, as I said as well, I think he's the most improved driver that I have seen in throughout my year and a month of year and 2 months now of being on this Formula 1 game. He's been absolutely brilliant stuff, hasn't he? And fantastic stuff from Murphy. Of course, he was fourth in the championship last season, and he is sixth at the moment. Good stuff from Dan. He is up into sixth position. Brilliant 17. Then Roscoe is just further in the front as well. Steve is now starting to start. We've got Twang starting to stop, just under a minute to go then. So if you haven't come out the pits, then you're going to be very much on the cusp as well. We're just watching Twang then. I think Mr. Elite then was further on the field. He's almost a tenth of a second up then as well. Ooh, as now coming into the middle part of the lap now as well. When we're on board then with some of these cars, it's impressive, isn't it? How much they hang on to it, isn't it? Because when I'm in this middle part of the lap, I'm really hanging on to the seat of my pants, isn't I? Because I feel like I'm going to spin off. These guys have got incredible car sets, incredible skill, and they're coming through the final turn. Mr. Lee as well. He's currently bottom of the 15, but let's see what's he going to do. Well, that's much better. He's in 10th position. He's through. He's through as it stands about. Unfortunately, Mike has decided he's not going to go out again, and he wants to save some tyres for the race then. So a very good move there from Mike then. It's all about Steve's a burning this time. He go over again though. He has got one more shot then, and let's see what do them. And Twang there is coming through the final turn, making sure he keeps on the track, and he's in the level. Twang might be out. He might be out then. Farfar is 2 tenths of a second out of it. He's also staring into the abyss as well. Goodness me then. This is going to get very interesting indeed. And Farfar, oh goodness me then, hugging the curve then. As he comes over the crest there, we've got yellow flags as one. I'm not sure if that's the Toro Rossos, who are just very close together. They are as they come into the pits. And Brandon 9th and Dan 6th, brilliant 17 then. Far front to the line. He's 12th. He's 12th for Farfar then. As Steve is 200th of a second up there by looks like. Twang is 4 seconds down there. Now might be it. So it's between Mr. Elite and Steve. Who is going to get through the qualified two then? Look at this. Steve. There's a Liza Farmer and car 45. And he's just drifting that right then. He's 85 of a second down on his personal best at the moment. What does he need? Well, he needs 2 tenths of a second to get himself in the qualified 10. Look at this. He's going backwards and forwards. I think it might be done and dusted. He's thrown in. This car is all nothing. It's nothing, unfortunately for Steve, and he comes into the pit set. And Twang is also out of qualifying as well. Mr. Lee is through into qualifying 3. Absolutely brilliant stuff there from Steve. Really well done indeed then. As now then we're getting ready for qualifying 3 in just a few moments then. Of course that is going for pole position then for the Austrian Grand Prix, and this is going to be very interesting then. Of course it was rated, wasn't it, just over 15 minutes ago. Look at that beautiful sunshine out there now, as I think the guys have been knocked out of qualifying. The likes of Mike and Just Be there might be liking to go out and get a tan for themselves as well. As you see then, there's the Renault car is just getting wheeled in back then. So we have lost, unfortunately, we've lost Twang, we have lost Farf, we've lost Steve, Sam and Mike have all retired. Sorry, not retired, all have been knocked out of qualifying 2 then. And we're going to go into qualifying 3 in just a few moments time then. So we've got a couple of cars there who was just cruising out there at the moment. One was the Red Ball of Lights, and the other one is Farf as well. Farfen, unfortunately, just missing out by a whisker to get into qualifying 3 then. But remember, I think that one of my favourite races I've ever commentated on was actually Farf starting 19th on the grid, and he finished 2nd that day. So it's not all doom and gloom for Farf, is it? It really isn't then. Just confirming then, you can see, look at that then, 600th of a second separates Twang and Mr. Elite. No, not 7,000th of a second separates Mr. Elite and Twang, and goodness me. So Twang so closer, but yet so far. That's unfortunate there. Far out of qualifying as well. Same with Steve, Sam and Mike, all are sitting on the bench then as we go into qualifying 3 in just a few moments time then. As you can see, as Kelly there, she's very they're very ruthless on Justin, aren't they? Goodness me. As it's all about taking part, which counts there. Ouch. So Mike's saying only 25 tenths a second slower than my personal best there in a time trial. Good stuff indeed then as well then. Also we got Kelly also saying Murphy the most improved driver. Justin's gone the other way. As we've also got Tavis there saying again. I'm actually a pro F1 driver, just unlucky. I know that feeling. And we've also got Grant saying Roscoe into Q3 there. Roscoe's a brilliant performance in Italy. It's really come on leaps and bounds, hasn't he? Fantastic stuff indeed then. So now into qualifying 3 then. And let's see who is going to be on pole position here in the Austrian Grand Prix then as well. Remember, just a quick plug then, of course, as tomorrow night it is going to be Silver's turn at 7:30 UK time. So, of course, almost this time tomorrow, but not quite. Another time, I think I will be sat in the same position, or just there or thereabouts, depending on if I get my timekeeping right, which will be a miracle in of itself. And then, of course, Tuesday we go for round 3 in the Bronze League as well. Fantastic first 2 rounds for the Bronze League. Of course, also a big thank you to both Dan Murphy for Silver, for looking after Silver and doing a mighty fine job, and also to Farfair, also doing a brilliant job in Bronze as well. And also a big thank you to Knowles as well, who keeps us all tight and keeping us tight in a well-oiled machine as well. Of course, Knowles, also the main admin for Gold here tonight as well, and also part of the man who got the website up and running as well, which is no mean feat at all. Is brilliant stuff indeed there. And of course, the website is advancedleagueracing.com, is where you can find all the latest news, articles, and also where you find the drivers, the driver lineup, and also the driver and the constructor standings as well. So John Finnair coming into the final turn, and let's see what he can do then. The yellow flag is flush within 3, but don't worry about that as he comes through the final turn, and let's see what he can do then. We're on board right now, and he's coming up in the turn 1 then, John, for this course, where he's on board with him last time in Q2, I think it was. And of course, he had a bit of a meal, didn't he, going out of turn 9 then, but this time much more cleaner there, and I'm loving that then. He's coming up in the turn 2 as well. Where's his braking? Just after the 100-meter board. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Very slow turn 2 is how slow could you go, isn't it? Of course, it's slow and fast out is, of course, the principle, isn't it, of Formula 1 racing then, as he is now dropping down into turn 3 as well. And this is very, you can see, look at this, off camber there, very, it's a beautiful corner to get right, but if you get it wrong, you get it wrong in quite a big way. As Gasly, I think, found out in Formula 2, I think it was, something like that, as to be fair to him, he was absolutely bucketing it down, wasn't it, that day? So it can't be too harsh on Gasly. John Finnair is now coming over the crest of the hill as well, and you can see then he's now going to drop down into turn 8 and 9 as well then. And here he comes in, flying it into turn 8, now into turn 9 then. It's a little more slow than getting on the curb bend, but keeping it. Oh, he's on the grass slightly there, but he goes for pole position so far. He's done a 4-5. Good stuff indeed. Then we've got Williams coming through next, and that's Granty, who's eclipsed him. When I say eclipsed him, by the slightest of margins there. Oh, goodness me, and then Young Lights is up for Barcelona in the Red Bull. Emerson is now moving south with the first position, with Vesey in 4th. No, Nigel's in 4th. Vesey's in 5th position. They come through thick and fast at the moment. Toro Rosso coming through, and Murphy is now in 4th position as well. Mr. Leach just started his lap then. What about Brandon? Brandon's gone in 6th last moment. No, 2x2x2. Lovely stuff. Dan 4th, Nigel 5th, Brandon 6th, Vesey 7th at the moment, brilliant 17th. Mr. Elite is invalidated, this time he's going to have to go around again. Roscoe at the moment is currently chilling out in the pits at the moment now. As we're on board at the moment now with Granty, as he is currently on pole position there by, my goodness me, the slightest of margins there, isn't it? As I think it's by 5/10 of a second, half a tenth of a second, he's on pole position by a whisker away from Jonathan, who is 2nd, and Emerson in 3rd position, Murphy 4th. Good stuff. Nigel 5th with Brandon and Vesey 6th and 7th. Lights is in 8th position. Mr. Elite is invalidated. His timing is down in 9th position. Roscoe hasn't come out yet. I wonder if Roscoe hasn't got many more sets of new boots left, which might be why he's not really keen on coming out at this moment then. As I quickly get rid of all the bits and bobs as well. I think I've been sent some stats actually. It just goes to show that I don't read my phone much as well. Of course, Harry has just sent me some stats on the closest finishes in Formula 1 history, and of course we got the 1979, the Italian Grand Prix. There is between Stewart and Joachim Rindt there by 800ths of a second. Goodness me. Then we've also got the Austrian Grand Prix. De Angelis finishes 500ths of a second clear of Rosberg in the 82 Austrian Grand Prix. I take a bit of solace in that actually, because I'm 3 times a second up then at moment lights as well. There's actually the De Angelis and Keke Rosberg was actually close to that on the finish side. I remember that quite well there. So yeah, Keke Rosberg and De Angelis in 82 then. We've also got the 86 Grand Prix in Spain there, where Senna and edged out Mansell. I think that was in Jerez, wasn't it? That was a fantastic race indeed it was. Of course, we've also got the 2002 United States Grand Prix, where I think Freud tried to do a formation finish, didn't they? And they didn't do too well now. Oh, lights is invalidated this time. That's not good at all, is it? And so that is not good at all. And I think the closest finish was actually the Italian Grand Prix 1971 there, as Peter Geffen there pips Ronnie Peterson by 100th of a second there. Really, that was a close one, wasn't it? Thank you, Harry, for those stats. And of course, Harry also provided me for the stats as well for the longest pit lane, which I have taken with me till this very day as well, because I love a good stat. And yeah, so I'm loving those stats indeed there. There's sorry, I just looked down there and got frightened. I see my feet there. I should put some socks on as well. Goodness me, then. I'm very loud and proud today, aren't I? So it's I quickly get some socks on, as I don't want to catch cold feet or anything like that, then, because frostbite can be quite painful. Well, that light said he is still on a he's still invalidated his time now, so we're going to leave him to it for now. We got Jonathan, who is currently the furthest man around track at the moment. He is going for another run now. It's like those shine kind of those tires there as well. Then. Absolutely beautiful as these are new tires. Let's go back on board with Jonathan, who is on pole position there for 9 times. Get to go get to double figures and make it 10 here tonight. And we're on board with him again. Then he's looking much more on song this weekend, isn't he? Brilliant 17th as he climbs up into turn 1, car 25. That number's getting very synonymous now with Jonathan, isn't it? As he comes out in DRS available, and he's coming down the back straight. The man who finished third in the championship this last season. This season has been a bit more difficult, but he's still in 4th nonetheless, so isn't he, in the championship? So still good stuff indeed. Oh, I'm going slightly wide there, coming out the hairpin, but he's on his way. He's on his way then, and nowadays he's going up and down then, isn't it? Goodness me, it's like a roller coaster on the back straight and before dropping down into turn 3 as well, as now we're coming out of turn 3 down. You can see, look at these sweeping turns, and is there. I love this Austrian track, is there. Of course, which is now the Red Bull ring. It used to be the A1 ring. I'm not really sure why it's called the A1 ring, unless it was named after that amazing boy band back in the late 90s and early 2000s. But if you don't like it, then I suggest you take on me, as that was also a terrible pun as well. Come over the crest of the hill then, before coming into turn 8 and 9 this one, and taking a bit of the curve there. John Felicity's at 100 of a second of this. He comes through the final turn, just under 5 minutes to go. DRS on the table. Let's go for it, and he is on. Not quite. He is improved by 4 thousandths of a second. He's very much on the limit there. He's inching closer to Granty, but not quite close enough. Mr. Elite is on track. I think Vesey was also out there as well. There he is. There he is. Here he is. He flies in the pink Panther then. It's not the pink Mercedes yet, but it will be in a couple of weeks' time then, when we go onto our new adventure of Formula 1 2020 then. Looking forward to that indeed as well, because that might whet our appetite then for things to come then. Of course, unfortunately, we haven't started the season yet, have we? Wesley goes over to 4 fast road, good 17 there. We got Williams out there as well. Roscoe, who's just about to start us out. We'll leave Roscoe to it, but don't forget about him, because that man could potentially be right in the thick of the action that come the final stage of this qualifying session. Mr. Elite into the final turn as well. You can see that he very much keeping him in track limits. Like good stuff from Mr. Elite. He's up to the line. He is at 8 fast road. He's in front of Young Lights, who's Young Lights is on a bit of some troubles out there as well. Here comes a Toro also. Brandon, and oh, look at that. That's incredible, isn't it? Inches is all about inches, I've said before. Brandon stays in 7th position road. Nigel's also come through as well. Murphy there is in the infield of the Austrian Grand Prix. Let's see doing. He's 3 seconds down at the moment then, so he needs a mighty fine sector there, but we'll leave him to it for now as well. Vesey there is just going just on a outlap moment, and so is Young Lights as well. Young Lights then is currently then just is currently just on an outlap as well, then, as he is now just getting himself ready to get going in the final 3 minutes. I wonder if he might come in the pits actually, but no, he's staying out then. Of course, so then we have got Jonathan, Granty, Emerson and Vesey, the top 4 in the pit set. I wonder if those guys, are they going to come out for one more hurrah then? That is the question then. Lights is out here straight away. He's 9 tenths of a second up. That just shows that he's had a pretty wasteful qualifying session so far, hasn't he? He's really been disappointing, hasn't he, so far? Lights has. Let's see what he can do then in this final stage of this qualifying session as well. He's got just under 3 minutes to go. He's got purple in the first second. My goodness me, 4 tenths of a second up. Fantastic stuff then. Oh, a bit too much curve there, but that might not bother him too much there, because Lights is on a roll at the moment there, isn't it? As we're coming on board then with Lights as he drops down to turn 3 as well then. Doesn't want to overshoot it too much. That is lovely done for car 12 then. Lights is as well then before coming up then and into the infield now indeed then for the Red Bull then. Lights and of course Matt and Lights will run and do really well for the Red Bull team at the moment there. Unfortunately Matt was knocked out of qualifying win then. and I think it's more of unfortunate timing really than anything else, wasn't it, where the rain came at the wrong time for Matt. But here comes Lights at the moment. He is currently 10 for the moment. Let's see what he can do. He has shown much more better form than now in qualifying 1-2, but that means nothing now, because all it means is about the time here in this third session. Where's he goes? Second fast road. He has put himself a whisker away from pole position. Fantastic stuff there from Young Lights. Absolutely brilliant stuff indeed. Wow, good stuff for Young Lights. Murphy is on track as well. We've also got his teammate Brandon as well. Brandon is look how fuel light is flashing away as well. Car 22, the same number that brought Hamilton to his first World Championship. They brought Jensen Button to his first World Championship as well. But unfortunately, the season after didn't bring Pedro Dolorosa much. It's not to come through the final turn then. He's also in the pits as well. 1 minute to go. 1 minute and 20 seconds to go then. Brandon's retired for the session then. Is Nigel going to retire as well? Who is going to start a lap set? I think it's an Alpha Romeo. It is! It's Jonathan! He is coming out again. One more Young Light, sorry, as he is in sector 2 at the moment then. John for the accelerates on the way down as well then. We've also got Grant who's coming through the final stage as well, and 1 minute to go in this session then, as we're just on board at the moment, as we're coming up into turn 2 there as well, and we're 10 for a second down at the moment, and now we're on board indeed then, as Jonathan now is now dropping down into turn 3 as well then. Let's see what we do then. You can see then, lovely stuff indeed there from the Alfa Romeo driver, accelerates away there, not getting on too much the curb side, but using all of the track, and then some brilliant stuff indeed then, flies into the middle sector as well then, and again I love the conversation in the chat there. Good stuff indeed. The problem is I can't read very well, because you've got to keep short, simple, snap words for me then. I can't even read Jonathan's name. He comes over the crest of the hill then. Here he goes into the final stage of the lap as well then. Flings it into turn 8 then. He's keeping it wild and trying to miss. Beautiful stuff. Turn 9. Wow. He's right at the deployment then. Blizzard up. His pole position there by 2 tenths of a second. Fantastic. That's 10. That's 10. Is that going to be? Is that the perfect 10? We'll find out now. As it comes to the final turn, is Granty. Is he going off? Is he going to go for 2 tenths of a second? He has. He's on pole position as well. That's his second pole position of the season. Fantastic stuff indeed then. Young Lights in front of his time. That's it for Young Lights. We got Benson there. He's flinging it into the final turn. Couple of turns. The sun is coming then. Look at us, a yellow flag behind us as well. So I think Vesley's run out of... No, he hasn't. I thought he ran out of fuel there, but he's got it to fifth fastest. Good stuff indeed then. Lights coming across the line as well. What about Emerson? Emerson, I feel he's been just a whisker away in this qualifying session, hasn't he? He comes up to the line. Is he going to prove me wrong? No, he doesn't. Unfortunately, he is in fourth position there. Mr. Elite coming through the final turn as well, and let's see what he can do. He needs to fly 10 for a second to get in front of Roscoe. Roscoe in 9th position. He stays in 10th position there. Granty is on a pole position then for the second time of this season. Fantastic stuff. And the third time in his ALR career. Brilliant stuff indeed there for Granty. Absolutely magnificent stuff and he loves Austria, doesn't he? My goodness me. I know he's doing a fantastic job once again then. Jonathan is alongside him on row 1, and as Lights there is being very critical of himself and not good enough indeed then, I think as Mumford just said, good evening Mumford, hope you're well tonight. We've got we got Granty asking any Williams fans here as well, as Kelly's just put Justin's probably a Williams fan. He likes at the back. we got Twan saying you seem to be really interested in Justin, don't you, Kelly? I think yeah, there we go. Anyway, we'll leave him to no, it's all right. We've also got Kelly is using his missus account then. Lovely stuff indeed then. Twan there is get back in your hole, Twan. We've also got Young Light saying not good enough there, and 04.277 there, but he wants to make up for it in the race indeed then. As you can see, a 10th of a second separates the front two. Fantastic stuff indeed then. As we got John for Kirk saying, well done, Granty, great lap. It was a brilliant lap indeed there. Granty, get in. We've also got Mike saying, what a queue for it. Really was indeed that. Also a bit of congratulations there. We're an applause emoji. Lovely stuff indeed then. As Emerson saying, good luck, guys. And oh my goodness me. Look at the rain. This is incredible. Oh gosh, I'm going to have to calm it down here. No, I'm going to have to lean back and get some, I don't know, what calms you down? I don't know. I might just have to munch on some Haribo or something. But yeah, that is a lot of rain. Oh goodness me, I was warned, wasn't I? And I still forget. But that is a lot of rain. That's going to be full wet tyres, surely, in this race. And oh, God, hold on to your hats, everyone. This is going to be a brutal, going to be a difficult race. It really is. Then we'll go for the grid from front to back in just a few moments. But congratulations to Grant to getting his third pole position of his ALR career, but it's his second one to season. And goodness me, he's been fantastic this season, hasn't he, with 6 wins. 6 wins so far. It's been absolutely brilliant stuff, hasn't it? Really well done there. I think he'll be on 9 wins now in his whole career. So I'm sure he got 3 last season. Anyway, that's going to bore me now, isn't it? Oh, it's intermediate tyres, then. So it is intermediate tyres. So yeah, then I thought it'd be the full wet then, but it's not then. But it is quite a lot of heavy rain there, isn't it? Really good stuff indeed then as well. Let's go through the grid shout from front to back as Kelly is just giving Justin some encouragement. And I gotta say then, of course we do like a bit of encouragement, but I think this might be the conditions that might make some of the heroes' name might be it might be Mike, it might be Furface, it could be any one of those guys that are making their debut here in goal tonight. It could be Fireshot who's on the bat, who's on last as well. Who knows? Then this is gonna be fantastic. It really is. Then. Anyway, then we're now going to go for the grid. Then 36 laps around here. Granting pole position for the 3rd time in his career. Fantastic stuff. Jonathan is 2nd. Lights in 3rd position, saying he's not good enough. But my goodness me, that's still 3rd position. 4th is Emerson at the moment. He needs to start to think about outscoring Granting because of course we've already crowned 1 champion in ALR, haven't we? Albeit I missed it last week because of a Paul and Mars then. But hopefully I won't miss this one. But I don't think there's going to be a championship crown tonight. But yeah, Emerson needs to start to really think about reading them in now, starting to beat him. Vesley in 5th, Murphy in 6th, Nigel 7th with Brandon 8th. It's Toro Rosso and Racing Point battle there. Really good stuff indeed. Roscoe 9th, fantastic stuff. 10th finish, we've got a bit of sunshine, I think. I'm glaring on the side there, perhaps. And there's a bit of light, wasn't there, coming to the left there. Mr. Elite in 10th, Twang is in the 11th position there. He's inside at Farf, goodness me. 12th position is Farf, Steve in 13th position, Sam 14th, Mike in 15th, 16th is just B. Matt in 17th position there. Furface 18th position, Mumford 19th, and Fireshot is at 20th on the grid. Then it's going to be very difficult because look at this. This is very close to the wet wear tyres. I feel there's no puddles of water out there at the moment though. But oh, look at that then. 20 cars. The Austrian Grand Prix. 36 laps around here. What more can you ask for on a Sunday night? This is going to be a great race, just as LH said then. And as I quickly hide my whatever that RU is. As the lights are on then, as the revs are now going to start to build then. Went down to go then, so here we go, we're waiting for the lights then, even though they've gone off on white screen. There's a drive-through penalty, now we go! And Furface has had a terrible start then. Granty is taking the lead going into turn 1 then, but Jonathan's is going to have the contact then, but there's a very tight turn 1, that's contact! That's a McLaren facing the wrong way then, remember 2002, oh my goodness me, oh, you see that, there's oh goodness! And you can see that, who's up, Mr. Elite is facing the wrong way as they come over to turn 2 as well. Look at those, that's a Mercedes! I believe that Fireshot is queuing as well then, so that's a shame then. Farf has got by Roscoe, hasn't he? He has got by Roscoe, and a siren his way through. Good stuff indeed there. As Roscoe is now cut back on the inside there. As we're on board then, we're on board with Roscoe as he is coming now. Going to go on the inside. Oh, there's going to be a touch. Roscoe doing a good job there. It's just slowing the car down. And unfortunately, Matt's amazing start. And the same with, and it was the same with Mumford, I think, as well. They had some fantastic starts out. I didn't think Mumford up down positions. Twang is going very wide then. Of course, there's a point of no return there, isn't it? But good stuff indeed that. Oh, look at that! Look at the rain all over the camera at the moment. This is a borderline wet wear of tyres, isn't it? They're doing a great job. Jonathan has dropped down to 3rd position there. Jonathan's dropped down to 3rd. Emerson doing a good job there, passing and moving up into 2nd position there. So Emerson then he's away then, and can he's got a 3-second deficit at the moment, and he's got a 3-second deficit at the moment over his championship rival Granty. Then he's got a bit of blue sky. Remember that we're expecting to have a dry period in this race later on, but yeah, of course that's a 3-second deficit. Can Emerson reel it in now? So John for dropping down to 4th position. Vesey 4th, Nigel in 5th position at the moment. We got 6th position for Murphy Farf, then Roscoe in 7th and 8th position. Twang in 9th position in the Renault there. Twang needs a couple of points to get himself out of the relegation zone. He's had an appalling season so far, isn't he? And Young Knight's also trying to come back through the field as well. He started 3rd, he's down to 12th at the moment there. So not good at all there. Matt is he got damage there to that red ball? No, he hasn't. So unfortunately though, his start was fantastic, but it just didn't go well, did it? As we're just looking back down there, I think the closest battle on track at the moment is actually Twan and Roscoe. Oh my goodness me! As I think that Roscoe and Twan was taking the same route there, which is going off the which go on some grass, wasn't it? Mumford doing a good job, actually. He's up into 10th position now, as I mentioned before. Good stuff. Unfortunately, Brandon's lost the most positions. He's down down 10 positions as well. The Young Lights is also down 9 positions as well, which is unfortunate. Twang's coming over the crest of the hill. We've got yellow flags as someone is going on in 2. What's going on in 2? It's just Beers dropped down into 20th position then. Grant is set the fast off the race then. We got Emerson then. We got Jonathan then. We got 2 racing points that are really battling away with each other, haven't they? As Nigel and Vesey there at 4th and 5th position. Maybe on paper the strongest team in the whole of ALR, perhaps, but that is a very controversial way. That's a very controversial thing to say, isn't it? Because all these teams are very strong, aren't they? Really are, and because at the moment we've got Roscoe and Grant doing a cracking job in the points as well. Yellow flag. That's that. It's Fairface. He's gone off the track there. He's damaged the car, and he's just drove straight into the wall again. Then oh goodness me! What's this going on here? It's Mr. Lee and Mike there battling away then as Fairface is trying to get himself back on track at the moment. He's down in 20th position. He's got damage to his wing as well. Fire shots at the far side of the race as now Mike is trying to go on the inside, but Mr. Lee is having under it, but Mr. Lee is just right then. Mike is going to go up and under. Beautifully done there from Mike then. He is through then. 5-second penalty there for Fairface for speeding in the pits then. And so Mike then up in the 14th position there. Good stuff indeed then. We're going to rejoin them a bit later on indeed then, as we're just rejoining this battle here at the moment. And oh goodness me, Twang is now under all kinds of pressure at the moment. And Grant, he is absolutely fantastic at this stage of the race, isn't he? He is He's becoming absolutely, he's becoming scarily great at this game at the moment. Is he so fantastic as he this season? Absolutely brilliant stuff from Grant. Yellow flag in 1. That's a Renault. That's pointing the wrong way, and I think it might be a Fairface again then, as he is just coming out to be laps as well. And so Fairface is trying to get himself back in the rhythm at this moment in time, isn't he? But he's just struggling now, isn't he? The racing points are still at line or start at the moment, as Farfair is I think Farfair is just trying to navigate himself through and past Fairface, who's on a very difficult time going. There's looking lights in at Sam and a battle away then. And lights are giving Sam much more room than what Verstappen did to Leclerc, didn't he? Now then, this is a drag race going down into turn 3. Then Lights is through, or is he? No, because Sam has got some pace on. He's down. Has he got down? So he has it. It's just the way that. Oh, look at this! And there's all Lights there, giving a bit of an effort, giving elbows out, but Sam is back through, I think, or is he? Lights has got the inside, and Sam is going to go on the inside. They'll coming into turn 4. Oh goodness me! And Lights has the momentum there. He's through, and he's through and up into 11th position there. Sam dropped down to 12th position there as well. Mr. Lee has got by Mike, and Mike's dropped down to 15th position as well. There's a lot of cars out of position at the moment in this race. There's 2 racing points still battling away. Jonathan's now starting to fall into the clutches of the 2 racing points. So Vesey in 4th position, Nigel 5th position. Murphy is now starting to really reel these guys in as well. In 6th position there, Dan is in the Toro Rosso then, and looking up and down the grid, Twang and Roscoe are also very close to each other as well at the moment, and the rain is already starting to ease off. And so this is going to be an evolution of this race, I would say, in terms of track position, and also in terms of track condition as well, isn't it? So that now this is where the pendulum's going to swing, and who is going to feel the more prominent then of the track conditions? Who is going to be able to have the speed then, isn't he? And well, Vesey's got a lot of speed over Jonathan, and remember, Jonathan has had times where he does struggle in terms of the race, doesn't he, with the wet weather there. But remember, I think that when it gets dry, Jonathan is going to be a force to be reckoned with, isn't it? We're on board there with Vesey there, also with Nigel as well. Both racing points are 4th and 5th at the moment there, it's the stream is apparently the stream has stopped, but no, it's all keep going in. It's just my dodgy internet. Only one more day to go, and we'll be away then. I'll have 5, thank goodness for that. Harry saying it looks pretty wet. It looks wet for 4 wets. It does look wet, doesn't it? I'm glad that Harry agrees with me, as I thought I might have been making a fool of myself, which is different usual, really, is it? But yes, it did look like 4 wets, but now the rain is starting to ease off. I wonder if someone might have thought about going on the 4 wets actually, just to see if that would have made up some time, perhaps. And remember, I think the British Grand Prix 2008 was on YouTube, wasn't it, the other day? Remember Barrichello storming through, wasn't he? Now he's going up the inside. He's going up into turn number 3. He's up the inside. Jonathan there. It's oh goodness me! As Vessi's over the third position there now. Has he got the pace then to get after Emerson? Emerson's the second in front of the moment. Lovely shot here. Oh, and even better shot in from Vessi. It's Jonathan going to have a look going down at turn 3. We're on board. He's the line up for a movement, but Jonathan thinks better of it and stays as it is for now. But look at this Murphy there still. You see a flashing bit of blue there in the background. That is the Toro Rosso team, and that is Murphy at the moment in the highest Toro Rosso as well. And oh, Jonathan has gone wide down. We've also got Twang, who's just moved out in front of Roscoe. Roscoe dropping down to 9th position. Then Twang is up to 8th. Good stuff from Twang then. And so far, very good, a very strong race indeed. Then brilliant stuff indeed. As we're on board indeed then as well then, as I've missed the sarcasm from Kelly there. I apologise. I got to say the sarcasm is the strongest form of wit, and that is something that I've really not got. Wit. As we're coming through to complete lap 7 of this race at the moment, as we're now coming up. As also Kelly's also saying a huge congratulations for Justin to make it to lap 5. Lights has left the session. Lights left the session. He's down in 11th position. That's not good at all. Far has gone 3-second penalty at the moment. And look at the rain there. It's just now starting to really ease off, and RH44 saying, "Come on, Jono!" Unfortunately, Jonathan dropped down to 4th position about then, and now look at this. So this is very much a close battle on track moment. Love the shot here once again from the British Italian driver. Now we're looking forward. Now we're looking back again. Then you can see the penalties now starting to really. I think it's because his lights is back in the session, and he has not dropped down any positions at the moment. But Sam is very much on the case there, isn't he? And Lights saying he just lagged there, didn't he? And he's now dropped down to 12 positions. That's unfortunate for Lights, and a very difficult spell in this race, isn't he? Lights, so that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Then Jonathan then still 4/10 second away from Vessi at the moment. Vessi is 2.5 seconds behind Emerson at the moment. Emerson is 5 seconds, almost 6 seconds behind Granty in the lead at the moment. And it's looking at status quo at the moment. So we got a lot of change of positions here, haven't we? This is a good old battle, isn't it? Between Mike and Mr. Elite. Yellow flag. What's going on? And I think Mumford has been around, has he? I think he has. He's dropped right off the back. Then I wonder if he had a half spin, had a quick old lunge there, maybe on Roscoe, but that didn't pay off, did it? And they're coming up to the first corner as well, and you can see the pit board there just being on display. All this technology in the world of Formula 1, they still use pit boards, don't they? Of course, that's probably the most reliablest source of communication, isn't it? Excuse me. And look. Well, I've been talking about down in the last couple of laps, hasn't he? He's now under a second there. That will pay. That will come back to become a real big factor later on this race. If you remember in qualifying, I was talking about the DRS zones. Of course, 3 DRS zones around here. And when it's dry enough, when the FIA thinks it's dry enough for the DRS, then that will be very interesting. You have to be a second behind the car in front to activate DRS then. And these guys are very much less than a second now. Murphy has joined the par as well. Far for 4 seconds back there. Mr. Elite and Mike just cannot lead each other. And Mike's back on the inside. Fantastic then. And Mr. Elite then trying to just see who's got the momentum on the outside. Mike is still in front then. Mike is still in 14th position. Good stuff indeed then. And Mr. Elite is 15th at the road. Of course, Mr. Elite was in the top 10, wasn't he? But unfortunately, in the race, it's not gone too well at all. Then has it far shot is up 2 positions. He's in 18th position at the moment as wow. And who was out off the track then? I don't think it was anyone. I think I was just seeing things, wasn't I? So you can see back to this battle here. This is the close battle on track one there. It's a light rain now. It's just a light rain, and I think that rain is just going to get lighter and lighter at the moment. Then, isn't it? Of course, so we are expecting dry conditions there on, and I love these kind of races where it's dynamic, where it really makes this race interesting, doesn't it? How long is these intermediate tires going to last for? And once again, Mike and Mr. Elite are just really battling away. Mr. Elite is through then. Mike is going to go up and under on Mr. Elite, is he? He is trying to, isn't he? You see then, let's see who's got it, who's got a quicker. Oh, goodness me, they almost touch wheels, they almost bang wheels. Nigel's on the case of Jonathan as well. And now Mike going up the inside. He's up the inside, but Mr. Lee is not yielding, not budging. Oh, a bit of a love tap there, but nothing untoward that whatsoever. Brilliant stuff there. And Mr. Lee's away then. Nigel is very close into the back. They were just watching the Ferrari. Good stuff indeed. As they come over the cross hill, Jonathan is now starting to drop off behind Vesey at the moment. And I think Jonathan's waiting for these wet weather conditions to disappear. And as he is starting to struggle at the moment, isn't he? Nigel's 4/10 second back then. As Vesey's now starting to stretch his legs in this race. Light is now coming up to all over the back of. All over the back of Sam, who's doing a good job actually in 11th position. Good 17 there for Sam, and very, very well done there. Of course, I've been very high praise for Sam. He's been brilliant stuff indeed there. As Kelly has just said, Kelly's just said, go on, Michael, and also just hold it together. And we got even more reason to rib Justin all week. So at the moment, well, Justin is still the race there. He's still doing a good job. Oh, and there's a yellow flag there. That's one of the Redos there. I think it is. I think it's a Furface. Oh my goodness me! Lights is going to go on the outside there into turn 2. He is on the outside. Sam is on the inside. Sam is trying to come back on the inside. Yellow flag. What that is? We got a Ferrari off. I think we got Ferrari off. I think it was. I'm not sure who it was actually. I think it was Alfa Romeo actually. So once again, there I get the cars wrong. Goodness me! Absolutely, I'm having a mare up here, aren't I, at the moment? Jonathan then at the moment then is still. He's got a bit of a queue behind him. No, I say a queue. Murphy is 8/10 of a second away at the stage of the race then. So he is just. He's just on the fringe of this battle. Farf is still dropping back at the moment. Jonathan, look at that. Look at the understeer. That car's just drifting out there. What's the car just really didn't want to turn at all. Emerson there is 2 seconds in front then as Granty is almost checking out in the front there at the moment. 6.6 seconds at the moment. Granty is. He's having an incredible start. Oh, what's going on in the background? Yellow flag is floating there. It's one of the Renaults there just got off. Mumford having an awful time there trying to get himself turned into the final turn. And Steve is now all over the back of Mike as well. Steve is trying to go up and under. Then he's got to go over the crest. Jonathan has dropped down. Jonathan has dropped down then as they're going into the hairpin. We'll keep an eye on that. I don't know who to look at. Let's take a look at this. Jonathan and Nigel, and Nigel's back for it. And Mike then is also defended from Steve as well, and they're very close going over to the grid action as well. So is Nigel. They're going to make contact. There's the slightest amount of contact. Steve is in front of Mike then, but I think that Mike is usually very quick on the run up. Oh goodness me, they're so close together. Jonathan and Mike. Nigel's going to go on the outside. Nigel's on the outside. Jonathan is having none of it, and he stays in full position at the moment. Nigel's still hanging out. We're on board. Look left. There is Jonathan, and Jonathan still remains there in a full position at the moment. But that's helping because look at this. Murphy's on the back of it as well now. As it is a very light rain now as well. The track conditions are getting bare and bare as each lap goes on there. Oh, and Nigel getting very squirrely at the moment, isn't he? As they come through the as they come through the final turn there, and you see we got a bit of light in the air as well, haven't we? Sam's got a 3-second penalty as they come over the grid hatches once again. Oh, that was great racing, wasn't it? And now oh, look at Jonathan. Jonathan's off. He's on the grass there. He was starting to get the power down, and he has lost. He is down into 6th position then. Oh no, Jonathan. I think his intermediate tires are struggling then. This is where you probably want to come in the pitch, but he can't come in the pitch just yet because I think that they're just waiting for the rain to stop. Has the rain stopped? No, there's still a sprinkling. There's still a light sprinkling up there. So Jonathan is going to have to I just have to buy this time. Vesey's now starting to take time out of Emerson at the moment in the battle for second and third position moment, which is what Granty wants really. He's taking another 7 points out of Emerson at the moment, isn't he? Granty is on incredible form at the moment. He really is. He's absolutely fantastic at the moment. Granty is. Emerson there is once again doing a good job there to minimise the damage there, but he needs to start to think about staying in front there, doesn't it? Of course, we're technically on round 50. Emerson is left for session. What's gone wrong? Granty's in the pits then. He's in the pits then. Is it too early there for the dry tyres? I think it is. Emerson needs to get back in the session as soon as possible. Granty's in the pits and let's see what tyres is off the track there. Emerson leads him, but oh dear, it's not good at all then. And he's on the soft tyres. Granty's on the soft tyres. Is that a perfect strategy call? Well, they're all coming to the pits, and Jonathan's coming to the pits as well. Usually wait for DRS there, but remember, Granty has done this before us, and he's been absolutely fantastic. Vesey leads out. Granty coming out of the pits now there, and Emerson's back in. He needs to get his car as soon as possible. Oh dear, Vesey's going. I'm feeling this might be a lot too much then. We're on board then with Granty then, as I think he is absolutely judged to conditions to absolute perfection then, as As Kelly just asked us just in the race, was the AI taking over? I think he is still in the race, isn't he? He is indeed. There he is. Usually the AI he ghosts, doesn't he? Emerson's still not in his car at the moment, is he? Let's take a look there to see what the tire situation at the moment. We've got intermediate tires there for Brandon and Mike, and also for Just Be and Furface as well. Yellow flag in 1. What's going on in 1? I think it's running the Red Bulls there. I think Matt had a problem there coming out. DRS has been enabled now then. Vesey in the pits then. Emerson, I think, is back in the race as well. But it's a lap too long, is it? That might cost him as well. Vesey in the pits there. I think Vesey was also a bit slow as he's in the pits and 4 wets there for Turface. I'm not sure if I'm hoping he will change to the dry tyres in a minute as we're having a look. I think he's still on the wet tyres, isn't he? So I'm hoping that's just a glitch in the graphics there as well. Vesey coming on the pits now, so is Emerson as well. Is it a lap too long? We're watching Nigel then, he's coming over the grid hatch as well. Granty, interestingly enough, has got on the soft tyres. Everyone else has got on the medium tyres then. And where is Vesey? Vesey's coming on the pits and Nigel is on the outside. Nigel's got the momentum. Nigel's through. He's up into and I think Furface on the wet tyres and Murphy's having a full 15 in front of Emerson. Oh goodness me! Now this is going to get very feisty indeed then. Vesey in full position there. Murphy, Vesey in third position. Murphy in fourth. Emerson in fifth. Emerson is losing a mighty amount of points. He only gets 10 points, doesn't he? So he's losing 15 points at the moment. Twang is now in front of Young Lights, or is he? Is he come up to the help? Oh, come to the first half. Far shot set the fast lap of the race. Wow, goodness me, and that part of the race was absolutely incredible, wasn't it? Now Emerson then is all over the back of Murphy then, and we've also got Matt has gone in front of Steve as well. Steve is dropping down into, or has he? Because that's a good old battle there, isn't it, between these two? Oh my goodness me! Matt is on the outside and we're on board there with the side of the Red Bull. Then it's still very murky down there as well, but I'm hoping to see a bit of sunshine there on the race. We've got 21 laps to go. Oh, Matt's gone into the back. Matt's gone to the back of Steve there. Misjudged his brake point. He's damaged the car. Matt has. Mike is also all over the back. It's Mr. Elite and Mike got a good old battle there, haven't they? And look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 cars there in the mix there. Jonathan is now 2.8 seconds back, and that time I think it's going to come down. Jonathan's very good in the dry conditions. There he is. Just be there, getting on his way then. Furface coming in the pits then, who's on the full wets at the moment, which might be the wrong tyres at this stage of the race. And now as Emerson there is desperately trying to get by Dan, isn't he? Vesey's trying to get by Matt, and Matt's far shot of battling away as well because Matt's in the pits. Emerson's got up the inside there, but it's Murphy. Murphy gets all the way there, and Emerson is through, and Matt's got a 5-second penalty as well. It's not going to at all. No retirements in this race yet. There's a Ferrari in the background. I think that is Just B. That is not far for the moment. Jonathan has had a pretty poor second sector somewhere. He has dropped. He's dropped almost a couple of tenths off there, hasn't he? Not good at all there for Jonathan then. Can he get himself? Can he find his feet then? He has the pace, doesn't he? Has he got pace though to get on the podium? I think he's got a bit of pace there to try and get himself back into this race then. Emerson then, there's a 15-second deficit between Nigel and Grant. That is an awful amount of time to make up there, isn't it? Emerson set the fast out of the race and he is starting to really he's now trying to build a momentum as much as possible. Remember, he got disconnected, which is why he might also be so far behind as well. Far for set. Oh my goodness, look at them all. They're all setting fast times out there. Now Young Lights has got the fast out in 10th position as well. As Emerson then is now all over the back of Vesey. Got to make sure he doesn't lose the front wing. He doesn't want to lose any more points at the moment. And it's a recovery drive now for Emerson, isn't it? And in the background there is Jonathan as well. There's a Twang and Farf and Twang then. It's looking over, it's going up the inside. There's a Farf still on the track there. And look at the background. Young Lights is also very keen on this one as well. Farf is through. I'm back in an 8th position as well. Young Lights is going to. Oh, Twang got to send it. He's sending it down the inside of Twangers. That was a great move there from Twang there. I thought he was going to overshoot that. Not at all then. A Ricardo-esque move there from the Renault driver. Brilliant stuff there. Mike has dropped down into 17th position then. I've got to say, fantastic stuff at the road then. Really good. It's really good driving up and down the field then, hasn't it? I got to say, there's still 20 cars left in this race. Brilliant stuff there. Fireshot's got by his teammate, and Fireshot is on his way. He's on the soft tires, but his teammates try and come back at him in the battle for 30 and 40 position at the moment. There's Fireshot. Oh goodness me, Steve goes on the outside. Fireshot. Oh goodness me, they're getting very close for comfort. This is, oh my goodness me, they had history last season, didn't they? And oh wow, and Steve, they're not doing it. It's a fantastic race, and I'm loving it. Fireshot on the soft tires there. And of course, there's no team orders in the house team. I know, my goodness me, as far shot, goodness me, just steaming in there, steaming in, and getting up into 14th, 13th position, while Mr. Lee also flashing through as well. Oh wow, look at this. This is going to get very intense indeed, and isn't it? Wow, incredible stuff. We're just on half distance in. It feels like we've had half a season, haven't we, in this race? It's been incredible, hasn't it? But yet again, no retirements and no retirements. Brilliant stuff and good driving up and down the field then. And it's going to be a very hard day to get points out there as it stands at the moment. And Grant is setting up fast on the race then, trying to extend his ease on the soft tires then. I think he's guaranteed himself a second stop. What about the rest of these guys then? Remember, of course, when you get on the intermediate wet tires, then that just throws the... oh, where's that racing point gone? Well, it's gone well off the track there. And I don't think that way's to Switzerland, is it? I think the other way's to Switzerland. I think, is it Hollow that way? I don't know. Oh, Emerson there. I think there was a lot of gain and speed. There was a lot of closing speed there, wasn't it? And then they come out. Look, see, DRS then has been enabled. Jonathan's got penalties, hasn't he? C's got penalties as well. And they're coming up into turn 2 as well. Then Emerson then just... oh, that's incredible, isn't it? The precision of these guys braking is absolutely fantastic. It really is. How Twang is flying out there. He's on the soft tires. He's doing a good job out there. Roscoe is trying to. Oh goodness me! And now Farf is also all over the back of him as well. Farf wants a piece, doesn't he? Roscoe, once again, I think he's had two fantastic races. Farf there is. I think Roscoe's trying to close the door, but Farf was already alongside him. And oh goodness me! Roscoe's touched. He's touched him. He's touched Twang. He has damaged the car. He's damaged the car. He went in too deep there, and that is a shame. His Twine got damaged as well. I don't think Twine has, because it did hit him on the wrong part of the car to get damaged. He should be alright, but that's a shame for Roscoe. I was saying that Roscoe's having two spectacular races in Italy, and again here today in Austria. What a shame there for Roscoe. That's been absolutely fantastic up until that point. And he's going to have to come in the pits, and we're on board. Then he's got a lot of understeering. He's also got a 3-second penalty as well to compound to his issues there. And just watching that for a face set, who is currently at the backfield. Unfortunately, wrong strategy has also cost him a couple of seconds as well in this race. And once again, Emerson going very close to the back of that diffuser. Face set, say accelerate out of turn 2 as well. But Vetsi is now starting to get very interested. Very interested on the back of Nigel. But I think the straight is too short. Farf is past. Trying to move back up into 7th position there, but Young Knight's also on the back as well, and back on board then with Twang. Is he going to send it on the inside again? Remember, this part trick worked beautifully well last time. I'm wondering if the soft tires now starting to really fade a bit then. But of course, then I think anyone who's on the soft tires has guaranteed themselves a second stop. Medium tires, I'm not sure. I think they can go for the rest of the race personally. But again, then don't listen to me. Then that might be absolute boulder dash. As we're just watching these guys in the middle part of the track then as well. Also keeping on Emerson's progress at the moment, 17.6 seconds. Grant is absolutely dominating out there at the moment, isn't he? Really good stuff indeed then, and I think I wonder if he's prepping for when he takes on Glock next season, which I'm really looking forward to. I really am indeed then, because I got to say that I'm rubbing my hands with glee with that one. Into a 5, Roscoe's got a 5-second penalty. Oh dear, it's unraveled so much, hasn't it, for Roscoe in the last couple of laps, hasn't it? What a shame there. He was on course for a fantastic run of results, and Mumford has now moved himself up into 10th position. Sam doing a great job in 11th position. Both Mumford and Sam have had some really strong races there once again, and then it's Twang, and Twang is now dropped down 2 positions there in the last couple of laps. The medium tires runners, medium tire runners are really starting there to Twang going on the outside. He's gonna go wide, is he? No, he hadn't. Twang there, I gotta say, this is more the older self of Twang at the moment. He's doing a fantastic job out there, isn't he? Some bold moves, some great pace as well. I'm loving this from Twang. Of course, he's had a very difficult season, hasn't he? This season, because I think when him and Dan was named in the Renault, I thought they was a fantastic pair, and unfortunately it hasn't come to fruition this season, has it? Been very difficult season 3 for both those drivers, but can Twine get himself out of the relegation zone and go again next season? He is looking very wobbly at the moment there, isn't he? And going back to this battle here, then look at this, 17 seconds to gap at the moment. We got Nigel, got Vest, we got Emerson, we got Murphy, all battling away. Jonathan is also coming to the party as well. And then there's also a Renault involved as well, as Twine's also got a 3-second penalty, so he is dropping down the order as well then. And you can see then, as I think Vesey might be just too far in front of the moment then, as Kelly says, just taking a quick look, Justin Ghost makes the track safer for everyone. Oh no! Emerson is off the track. Emerson's got off as I was looking to see what was going on then. And then, oh dear, Emerson is having a bit of a difficult day out there, isn't he? As I was looking down to see the comments, I'm just going to have a quick look down to see what was occurring then. So we was on board with Emerson, wasn't he? And we'll just take a look then as, oh yeah, he came in way too deep there, didn't he? And that has cost Emerson a couple more positions there, hasn't it? He's really stood. This is not a good day at all there, is it? It's a great day for the championship leader, not good day for the championship contenders, is it? And the races are now going to start to run out as well. Bearing in mind, we're on round 15 out of 21 here tonight, aren't we? So yeah, the races are starting to count down, aren't they? And Young Lights is also starting to count down to get onto the back of Fire as well. Emerson there, yeah, going in way too deep in turn 3 there, and unfortunately came to blows there with Vesey there. And I think that I'm wondering if he just misjudged his breaking point, but Emerson dropping down to 6th position now and beyond Jonathan as well. We now have sunshine bursting out here on the beautiful hills of Austria there, isn't it? And as that lights are now just coming up to the back then of Favre as well. Favre, this is a very good race from Favre actually. I think Favre was on a good race in Italy as well, wasn't he, before issues happened in the second half of the race, so doesn't he? And Lights is now very quick at this stage of the race, isn't he? Favre is on a very good drive as well, isn't he, in the Ferrari. Good stuff indeed then. And Murphy is now 8 tenths of a second behind Vesey, and Vesey's only 8 tenths of a second behind as well. Now, Brandon and Mr. Elite. Brandon is Brandon is up in the 13th position, and Mr. Elite jumped down to 14th position. Also in the background as well, we've got Roscoe and Mike there battling away as well. They're coming on the outside here. They're coming on the outside, going down into turn 3. And at the moment, Brandon is still in 30th position. Roscoe is still in 16th position there because Mike has done some very good racing there. So, oh goodness me! And look in front of us as well, Mr. Elite and Brandon there also very close to comfort as well. As Kelly just said, some quality racing today, really has there. Only no retirement in this race. Has been brilliant stuff, hasn't it? Granty has now got a 17-second lead over Nigel in second, but Nigel has got to be looking backwards because his teammate Vesey has been all over the back of him, and Roscoe has just had an impressive, remember I think he got overtaken the season, didn't he, back in I think it was Cando, Italy. Fantastic. And now once again Roscoe siren his way through and up into 15th position as well then. And back on board then is at the moment Lights is still 6 tenths of a second back. And let's take stock shot. We're on lap 25 out of 36 and no retirements in this race at the moment. Absolutely brilliant stuff. We had some incidents in the opening laps or two, but apart from that, and a couple of near mishaps, but apart from that, and oh no, that's a red ball off the track then. Who is that? I think it's Matt. It's Matt who's having coming back on the track, and he's had problems at the final corner. And I've got to say as Just Be it's coming through the final turn as well. So Matt, they're just recovering then, and Just Be there. It's got a penalty there for ignoring blue flags there. So he's also 5-second penalty as well. But he's up into 18th position. Into the pits comes Tran. He's done 11 laps on those tires. Granty then. I wonder if he's going to go for another set of soft tires. Has he got enough then to come out in front? I don't think he has at the moment. No, has he? In the moment, it's going to be a race in 0.12. Fantastic stuff for the moment. But don't count your chickens before they hatch. And once again, Lloyd is on the inside. He's on the inside. He passes far, and away he goes then. DRS available on this part of the track as well. Of course, the DRS division. So, and into the pit seconds. Far shot on a nightmare race. They both have on an appalling race. And goodness me, I looked up far from clip the back there, but it's all good. It's all good then. I've got to say, Granty has still got some pace in those soft tires, hasn't he? Really has indeed then. And they're coming over the crest there once again. And so as Granty is staying out in the moment because he's still got an 18-second deficit with 11 laps to go. Then as there's a problem there coming into the pits there. It's a Steve has gone into someone, and it's Steve winning the Alfa Romeos, is it? It's Jonathan! Jonathan has had a problem there coming into the pits, and oh dear, he's damaged the car. Jonathan has damaged the car, and he's in the pits, and he was on oh dear, Jonathan in the pits, slowing down once again. His bad luck seems to continue in this season. What a shame now for Jonathan. He's in the pits, he's going to have to change to those cones. He was going to go to the end of the race, I think, on those medium tires. That is not going to happen anymore. He's on the soft tires. Favre's got he's got a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags there. Nose cone change as well then for the Alfa Romeo. What a shame then. What a shame as well as virtual safety car, and that's our first virtual safety car in this race then. who's going to take... Oh, I'm wondering if Granty's going to take this opportunity then. This is a golden opportunity. It's all falling into place for the championship leader. He's in the pits now then. Granty's in the pits, and of course you don't lose as much time, do you? Because you are only... Because you're not restricted by the virtual safety car. You're only restricted, and Diar's been able to back race then, so he kind of... he didn't get all the benefits there, but he's in the pits then. The Williams mechanics are out, ready to go then. The 2 racing points are covering the final turn now then. And so the so the Williams are going, and as the Alfa Romeo comes out, Jonathan's in the points then, but he's going to be very quick then. Granty coming out of the pits then. Where's the racing points? He's going to go out in front, I think. Is he? No, I think that. So he just had enough. Then, but look at this. So Granty needs to get on it quite quickly there, doesn't he? He's got out in front, and that's incredible racing, incredible driving here from Granty State. He has been absolutely incredible indeed there, as the racing points then come out behind, and Granty had a fantastic yellow flag there, and I think that's just for the car there, just for the car getting out of the way there. I think it was Mike in the Alfa Romeo then, and so yeah, Granty coming out just in front then, and he is very much on his way then, isn't he? Good stuff for Granty. He's going to get maximum points at this stage of the race then. Oh goodness me then, as Kelly's just saying, Justin's car is ghosting. I think it ghosts when he's being lapped. So I think that's why it was ghosting. I think anyway. Yeah. So yeah. I think when you're being lapped, your car goes as far. As far shot. Set a fast on the race. Farfus now coming up to the back of Young Lights as well. We're on board there with Murphy. He's on a very strong drive once again. Keeping it very clean at the moment, isn't he? Unfortunately, the likes of Jonathan and Emerson have had a bit of a scrappy old race, haven't they? For one reason or another, haven't they? And Jonathan now dropping down in 10th position as well then, but can he now get some points, scrape some points set from this race? And once again, the 2 racing points set are still nose to tail, aren't they? I'm wondering if they might have thought about using team orders as well, because I'm not sure. Is Vesely quicker at this? Was Vesely quicker at that stage of this stage of the stage of the race where in the middle sector where he could have possibly come out in front of Granty? Who knows? Of course, remember, it's a team sport as well as an individual sport, isn't it? Farf is flying up that hill. Fantastic stuff from Farf. Really good stuff indeed then. Lap 28 of 36. We've got 8 laps to go then. Still no retirements for the first time in ALR history. There have been no retirements, and I've got to say, I don't say that a lot in league racing. Fantastic stuff at the moment there. Really good stuff indeed then. Let's just be there. He's got a 3-second penalty, but he's gaining on the back of Matt at the moment now, who's jumping down the order. Roscoe is now got Sam for company. Sam is now getting very interested. And look at this queue of cars up here then, and there's a lot of traffic involved in there as well. Of course, that's because of the short nature of this track, isn't it? Of course, where you're going to be lapping cars at you. Roscoe's been wrong foot there. I think now look at this. Sam's going up the inside. Sam is up to 12th finish now. He's had a strong drive today. Is he going to get rewarded for some points? He's on the soft tires there. Yellow flag in 2 then. It's a Ferrari off the track. I think that's just B who's got off the track, I think. And he's on a difficult day. Nigel's dropping. Nigel's into 4th position. 3rd position there. Vesley's having a second now. And now is Nigel going to come back at him then. Vesey moving over the front. These 2 guys have been battling each other all the way through the race, haven't they? So Nigel going to have a look there. Not quite there as they come down into turn 4. And there's an Alfa Romeo steaming it now. I think that was Mike, wasn't it? It is indeed Mike, because the other Alfa Romeo is down in 10th position at the moment now. And look at the 2 racing points at the moment, and absolutely they've had an incredible battle all the way through this race, haven't they? Car 6, Nigel's dropping down into 3rd position now, as well as we're on board with Murphy then. Yellow flag in 1 as Mars retired from the race, and he is the first retirement of this Austrian Grand Prix. And I got a virtual safety car again, and so virtual safety car again, up until that, so we ain't gonna have a full car finishing at for the first time in ALR history. But I got to say then, it's been absolutely fantastic. Pit lane drama into the pits as Vesey's in the pits. Vesey is in the pits, so he's coming in the pits, and they're rolling the dice. Is there any damage on that racing point? We're on board now, and well, this might be just to try to see if we can get some extra points in. There is no damage there, but he's on the soft tires. This is helping Young Lights, this is helping Farf as well. Emerson also in the pits as well. He's dropping down the order. Farf is now Young Lights is now in the 4th position. Farf in the 5th position. Vesey and Emerson rolling the dice, and they are now dropped down into 6th and 7th position. I feel that might be positions lost, really. I'm not going to be quick on these soft tires, but I don't think they're going to get back in front of back in front of Murphy, because that's where back racing then, because that's where Young Lights, sorry, not Young Lights, that's where Vesley came from, wasn't he? He was in a second position when he come in the pits there. So I'm not sure if that's really going to maximise your positions here today for Vesley, but perhaps he just wants to get to fastest up. Who knows then? As we're just watching Farfen, who's, I think this is the strongest driver of the season. Farfen's been absolutely incredible stuff on here today. Really well done there from Farf. Absolutely brilliant stuff there. Murphy is on the cusp for another strong drive, wasn't he? Really good stuff there from Dan in the last couple of races. He's been absolutely incredible. And once again, looking for another podium then. So once again, then obviously he wants to talk to me because I think he got podium in Canada as well, didn't he, or Italy? Brilliant. On board down with Farf, and he's keeping Young Lights, just keeping Young Lights on this at the moment, isn't he? Sam is flying through the field, isn't he? Sam is now only 2/10 of a second away from Brandon at the moment. We're on board with Sam then. He is only yellow flag and free because that's I think that's it's one of the Renaults that gone through. I think it's Furface who is facing the wrong way then. He's facing the wrong way in the run up here. There he is as well then, as that car should go then, so it shouldn't cause Brandon or Sam any issues at the moment as they come over the crest then. Once again then, in far shot is I've got past in front of Roscoe, because I think Roscoe's on a trip, hasn't he? I think he has had a trip. Roscoe's dropped down to 14th position there, so that's unfortunate for Roscoe. Sam is gaining, and he is now going free. He's now going past. He's going to go through. He is up into, he's up into he's up into 11th position. Looking far free. Something is down at though in his 5th position. Well then, Roscoe and Mr. Lee also buying through as well. Sam's moved up into 11th position where Brandon's trying to come back out. It's all to play for, isn't it? And Roscoe is out of the race as well. What a shame. Twang has moved up into 8th for this day. It's all go here, isn't it? In Austria, fantastic stuff then. And Mumford there, a very strong driver and might be candidate for driver of the day then. So good stuff indeed as they come through. Let's get Murphy is now starting to really hang the back of there's a yellow flag as I think it's one of the Williams is just trying to get away. I think it's Roscoe's retiring as well there. So we've lost 2 cars in this race, and Murphy is having a look. Is he going to send one on the inside? No, he's past Mumford. He moves up into 9th position. Jonathan is up into 9th position. Mumford is down to 10th then. I think I got the wrong way around to first to begin with then. Murphy, once again, Murphy is very supreme in the middle sector, isn't he? Look at this, he's giving Nigel no room for error there, isn't he? 5.5 seconds between Granty and Nigel. Granty really doing a fantastic job here today. Really is indeed that. Absolutely good stuff, fellas. They come across the line once again then. Murphy 2/10 of a second back at the moment, and Vesley is now this is what I think we're going to be more interested in now. Emerson down in 7th position and full lights is on a look there. I think that this is going to be very tough, isn't it, towards the end then. Can Farfree keep his 4th position? Can Lights keep 5th position there? Nigel is front. Murphy is free. He passes Nigel. Nigel's trying to come back at him. Murphy has been fantastic, hasn't he? And it's been very impressive stuff today from Dan, hasn't it? He is biding his time, hasn't he? He no spectacular lunges, no nothing. He has been calculated, hasn't he? Very much a Nicky Lauder-esque drive today, hasn't he? And then hitting his home track of Austria, brilliant stuff indeed there from Murphy. Very impressive stuff. He's up in the 2nd position there and doing a fine job as well. Vesley is now 5/10 of a second away from this battle for 4th position, and I think this might be the battle. This is going to be the intriguing thing for the end of this race there, isn't it? Now then, there's that Young Lights is going to be fit, and there's Emerson in 7th position. And this has been an appalling day for Emerson in the championship. In terms of race and the championship as well, and Granty has been absolutely formidable in this race, hasn't he? He's been absolutely incredible, hasn't he? Got that pole position, and since then he hasn't looked back, has he? He's been absolutely incredible stuff. Jonathan's got another 3-second penalty, and really good stuff. He's looking more closing up then. I think the soft tires at the end for Emerson and Vesley. I'm wondering if Emerson might look back at this race and think maybe this connection wasn't his fault, but maybe coming into soft tires with a couple laps to go is probably not the best strategy. Lights there is trying to go up the inside there, isn't he? He feels Vesley there, doesn't he, in the background as well. Granty is starting another lap then. He's incredible, isn't he? Granty is then he's on lap 35. First experiment, Lights is going to be inside. Oh my goodness me! Farfar's not going forward, and Vesley there touching the rear end of Lights, and Farfar's got the inside though, hasn't he? And there's Emerson in the background as well. But Vesley would like to get through, won't he? He feels that there's at least 4th position on the table. He won't get any further than that then, with Nigel 9 seconds away from this battle then, and We got one more lap then. Granty's on his final lap then, but I can't take my eyes off this, can I? It's been a brilliant race. It really has been very much clean as a whistle, hasn't there? There's been some interesting, there was some interesting developments in the first lap or two, but apart from that, it's been fantastic. I've been loved this race. And on board then with Vesey again, and Lights is defending going into turn one. Then Granty is on his final tour of the Austrian Grand Prix circuit here in the Red Bull Ring. Vesey is on board with Vesey once again, and look at him as he's gaining, but the Lights there is also gaining on far. Lights is going up the inside. We're going to free abreast, going up into the hairpin, not quite. And Lights are all going to speed in for very much for Stafford. And Leclerc has Farf has gone 3 second penalty. That hurts. That hurts for Farf. And that is a shame. There was it might be a bit too robust there, perhaps. And now Vesey going up the inside. Farf is up the inside as well. And I'm just seeing where Granty is. Granty is coming to the final stage. Then Farf is back on the 5th position. Then I wonder if that 5 second penalty might hurt. Then Granty is coming through to win his 7th race of the season. Absolutely fantastic stuff from Granty. What a race win today. Brilliant. Murphy is coming through to finish in 2nd position. Absolutely brilliant driving from Murphy. And Nigel in 3rd. And then it's all chaos behind, isn't it? 4th position then is fourth position is Vesey in the end. And 5th position is Farf. Lights is 4th. Emerson 5th. Vesey 6th. Farf 7th. 8th position is Twang in the Renault. Good drawing from Twang here today. Fantastic stuff from Twang. Really good indeed. That he finishes 8th position there. Jonathan is 8th actually. Twang is in 9th position there. Where's Mumford? Mumford's 8th. Jonathan 9th. Twang in 10th position there. And Sam there just outside the points in 11th position then. So Twang only gets a point in the end then, but so that still very much keeps him in the danger zone, doesn't it? Sam in 11th position there. Farshot in 12th. Brandon 13th. And Mr. Lee is coming through in 14th position then. He's extended his lead in the championship then, and it's becoming a very much a firm grip then, isn't it, on the championship. Can he become a 2-time world champion of ALR? Well, he is certainly on his way at the moment, isn't he? Very good stuff indeed then. As now then we're just then getting to the podium ceremonies then. As I think a couple of people are unhappy about the penalties there. So now then you can see then Granty there, 7th race win in the season. As we said, he has been on top of the world then. So in 15 rounds he has won 7 of them. That's incredible, isn't it? What a statistic. Really was there indeed then. And absolutely brilliant stuff then. Granty there is extending his lead in the championship. Dan Murphy once again has had a very good strong drive to 2nd position there. Really well done for Granty. Absolutely fantastic stuff. As John said, he was on course for a good result, a decent result, but too much curve spun me. Such unfortunate for Jonathan, wasn't it? And you see, we had all 3 seasons in this race, didn't we? Hats off to Granty and Murphy, Lights and Emerson for no penalties at all. But again, and Emerson has lost, I think, 15 points there. To Granty. Let's take a final look at the final classification then from the Austrian Grand Prix. Granty there won from pole position to checker flag then. 2nd position was Murphy, and then brilliant drive. 3rd position was Nigel. Lights in 4th. 5th position was Emerson. 6th was Vesey. Farf 7th. Mumford, brilliant drive from 19th to 8th. Well done. Jonathan in 9th position and Twang in 10th position. Farshot, Brandon, Mr. Elite, Sam, Mike, Steve, Just Be, and Furface all finished the race. Roscoe and Matt, the only 2 retirements from this incredible Austrian Grand Prix. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And in a week's time, I think we are going on to Abu Dhabi. So I'm not sure if that's good or bad news. To be honest, I quite like Abu Dhabi, so it's good news for me, bad news for everyone else, I suppose. Anyway, we got the rostrum holders, the rostrum sitters, the rostrum standers, or whatever else they do up there in the party chat with me now. Brilliant stuff indeed. That as Emerson just saying, a frustrated evening. It really was there for Emerson, wasn't it? Mike saying very happy to get in the queue to avoid collisions and finish the race where I started. Thank you, well done, Mike. Really good stuff indeed. Then let's just interview then Granty. I think an absolutely spectacular day for you. You've got pole position, a brilliant pole position then, and you commanded the race. It looked like an easy drive from here.
Wow, the race pace in the rain was fantastic. I got away pretty good. The start was fantastic. Qualifying was fantastic. Just everything about that race was just brilliant. Can't really say much else for that.
Really can't, and I've got to say that pole position in qualifying, let's go back to that a minute, because that was a fantastic lap, wasn't it? You seem to nail that up brilliantly.
Yeah, it's, when Jonathan got the pole for 1:43, I wasn't that far off like for the Delta, and I don't know, I think I pushed it right at the end and managed to get the pole position, which I'm really chuffed about, because I did say throughout the season I was pushing to try and go up on the qualifying, and yeah, because it'll make it easier for the race, and as it did today, it helped me out.
Really well done indeed then, and as you said, the rain there was really where you absolutely was just pulling away there. It was incredible stuff. Coming into the pits and switched onto the soft tires, was that your plan all along, or was that kind of just make up as you go along kind of thing?
It was actually going into the pits when the rain stopped. Jeff called up and said pitting for the soft, so I just done what he told me to do, because I've listened to him recently and he's done me a massive favour, so I kept it with that, stayed with the softs, and then yeah, when the virtual safety came out for whatever reason, I pit again, and yeah, just about luckily came out on top, as Nigel was right behind me when I came out.
Absolutely brilliant stuff today. Well done, Granty, and you strengthened your lead in the championship as well. Brilliant stuff indeed. I would do some maths, but let's not go there after last Monday. Well done, Granty. Fantastic stuff. Let's go to Dan, who actually finished second today, and he's on some runner form, isn't he? Brilliant stuff. Dan, I did describe your race day as very much assassin like that, just picking your points there and striking. That was absolutely fantastic today.
It was fantastic today, absolutely. It was a great race. I loved every minute of it.
It really was, and you was just sitting in the back of that train for a number of laps. Then, did you was you just plan on picking them off one at a time, or was you just waiting for a mistake?
Well, I joined this championship late, so I didn't want to be too involved with any championship battles. I knew I had the pace to stick with them, but I didn't really want to fight them, because I'm not fighting for anything, and they may be fighting for positions in the table. So just stayed behind, waited for the mistakes, and just picked them off.
Really well done indeed. That was a very impressive drive, and I've got to say, the last couple of races you've really picked up some heavy points. I know you've joined the championship late, but how are you feeling? What's your aims then for the final, for the run-in, and what are you aiming for? Top 10?
No, don't be silly. Out of relegation.
Excellent stuff. Well done, Dan. Brilliant drive today. And let's come to Nigel then. And Nigel, you and your teammate was just seems to have been tied together today. I got to say, I was enjoying that. That was a good race.
Yeah, it was a very good race. Well, also good points for the team and third and fourth. I don't really know. But yeah, good race, good points.
Really, was you and Vesey ever going to think about maybe doing team orders and things like that? Because perhaps if you did invoke team orders, you might have got in front of Granty there, or was that not cross your mind? Or are you racers?
That was not the point at the minute. We were just focusing on race.
Good stuff indeed there. Obviously, I'm not a fan of team orders. As Emerson had a pretty bit of a poor race today. Then, how are you feeling for the running? I know that bearing in mind this is not up to date, but you are about 56 points behind Granty, which has now been extended by a further 10 points, give or take. How are you feeling? Can you overthrow this man? This man seems to be unstoppable at the moment.
I don't know. I really don't know. We will see.
Good stuff indeed. Thank you all for joining us today. It's been brilliant stuff, Ben. Mumford wants driver of the day, then. I got to say, no arguments from me, but we'll find out who gets driver of the day in just a few moments' time. Anyway, tomorrow night it is Silver's turn, isn't it? As they are back in the beautiful mountains of Austria. Then, of course, we've already crowned a champion, albeit I didn't say that on stream last week, so apologies. But some clever Everton means that it now has been announced on the highlight. So brilliant stuff from me. Anyway, then, yes, Silver at 7:30 UK time tomorrow, and of course Bronze going for their third race as well, Tuesday 7:30 UK time as well. Join us all tomorrow night for some more action from ALR.